Prescott just got another weapon to throw, and CeeDee Lamb is a weapon in every shape or form.
I fire Howie. Fucking fire him. Motherfucker! Stupid motherfucker! What an idiot! What an idiot! Dallas has Amari Cooper and Gallup, but we don't need a receiver. Are you kidding me? I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass.
He's stupid.
He's stupid.
I didn't age well.
I fire his ass. I fire his ass. I mean, Howie's got to be stupid.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You just let Dallas take him. You.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Shout out to everybody who is joining us for our live stream. And I've messed up because I did not bring my streaming deck in here. We are going to be watching the Raiders taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in this NFL week-to-week league. And let me introduce Primetime Phil. Primetime, what's up, Primetime?
Not much, man. How you doing, man? How
I'm
you
doing
today
I'm
after
doing
this
good.
Victory Monday?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Hang on, let me just grab my box over here so that way I can recognize the ladies in the place.
All right, so it's primetime show now, man. Okay, let's go ahead and just switch over to our channel now. So what's going on, guys? If you were coming over from ours, man, we were talking about the victory, and I was eating a little bit
After that 11-hour live stream yesterday, I literally putting back the man cave down here, the studio and stuff. It's been interesting to say the least. Thank you, Mike Fields. Thank everybody for all the happy birthday wishes. We're going to be doing a drawing here in a little bit tonight, of course, for everybody who did super chats last night and all the new channel members and things. And I actually have something new here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Check. Look, can you see that?
Ooh,
This.
good.
Yes, Alicia. What's up, Alicia? Now check this out.
Okay, I like it. Sit up a little bit. I can't see it. There you go. Oh, man,
Okay.
that's pretty good. Wow.
Well, see, here's the thing. See, Primetime, you don't have this problem. You're still a young man, okay? I am an old man, and what happens to us old men is we get known as having the dad bod. You know, I still got the guns. Look, I still got the guns up here, but unfortunately, I got a whole Sherman tank in the middle here that you can't get past. Oh man, incompletion. And so they have shirts that are made just for us guys. The only problem is you can't get those printed. So I told my wife, I said, honey, I wanted to get some shirts, the cockroaches shirts made. And she said, well, look, honey, you know, if you just get a couple of those made, you're going to spend a couple $100s for them. I'm like, yeah, I understand that. She said, well, you ought to go ahead and get the Cricut machine so that way you can do them. And then I was like, well, if we're going to go ahead and spend some money on buying a machine, let me buy a good one. Mm-hmm. So yesterday and today has been trying to figure out how to use it. This is the very first shirt.
Dude, it looks good, man.
The very first shirt off of the press. And I don't look a day over 51. Thank you, Kelly. Shout out to you.
Yeah, mine's all sprinkled in there, so I'm not as young as everybody claims I am.
Oh man, look, you can all these are cowboy grays. Okay,
Oh,
the Cowboys have been giving me
you're
grays.
27. You're actually 27. You're like, oh man, this is
No, but
these are Romo years right here.
but no, this is it's a nice fitting shirt, so I'm gonna get actually some of the man bod shirts and stuff in there, so people say, oh man, looks like you done lost some weight, Mark. It's like, no, I didn't. I just got better fitting clothes and be able to do some shirts and stuff that we'll be doing some things with. So you had a great stream in there. You and Game Time throwing me under the bus, saying that I had UPS delivered to him.
I was like, yeah, yo, throw it in your face too. He ain't even gonna hand it to you. You know, he's just,
Honestly,
no, that was awesome.
You know what's funny is I said Friday night during the live stream, he was like, "Oh man, you know it's a holiday Monday, I'm off," and I was like, "You ought to come down for the game." You know, I was like, I mean, it's a couple hours to get down here and stuff. So I was kidding. I didn't think he was actually going to do it. I was like, fuck it, I'll go.
Yeah, he surprised me too. And when he came on the broadcast, all of a sudden he popped up. I was like, "Whoa, hey, look at that, man! That's awesome."
Yeah.
That is awesome, man. It's not,
No, it's, I am so blessed.
Jump over there though.
I'm so blessed. I mean, we have so much fun. And I actually need to have more people come over. But the only thing is you got to be. You just don't. It's one thing to see me. People know me from seeing me online. I don't know what's on the other side over there. So it's kind of like,
yeah, it's true.
yeah, come on by, and it's like, are you cray cray?
Exactly.
So yeah. No clowns allowed. Cool shirt. Thank you, Thomas Garrett. What's up, Angelica Balderone? What I'm hoping is, Brother Roz is supposed to be joining us, and he's Mr. Statistics himself. He said he doesn't have any good things to tell me about this week. And I was saying, are you saying that the Eagles are a great team? And he was saying by the numbers. But I was like, wait a minute. Because here's where I started working. I left my notepad upstairs. We look at the Rams and say the Rams are ass, right? I mean, we look at that now. That's the thing. Now everybody's saying, well, the Rams are a bad team.
Because we played them. Next week, they'll be amazing.
But here's the thing. They played the first week against Buffalo, right? Buffalo's 4-1. They played against the Falcons, which are 2-3. They played against the Cardinals, that are 2-3. They played against us, and they played against the 49ers.
Played against good defenses.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the worst team you faced was 2-3, two of those.
Yeah. Can't have it both ways, Mark.
Right. Okay. All right. So I'm sitting here.
Finish your thought.
I'm still having in the back of my mind. I don't see too many Eagles in the chat right now, but in the back of my mind, I'm hearing Eagle fans telling me that, well, we beat the first place Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars got shut out. They scored 6 points against the Texans.
And that's the reason why.
And here's where I'm gonna throw Roz under the bus, because Roz is like, yeah, well, they always have. That's a divisional game, so they always have a problem. I'm like, yeah, I understand divisional games are close, but you're telling me you could only score 6 points against the Texans, the worst team in football? I don't care if they're division foe or not. You're ass. You're ass. So I'm sitting here looking and saying, well, the Rams have played those teams. So let's see, who did the Eagles play? The Lions, who scored 35 points, right? They played the Commanders, who literally Ron Rivera threw his quarterback under the bus, when he was asked about why his team can't keep up with the other teams in the NFC East, and he said quarterback. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than that. So you're basically saying Cooper Rush is a better quarterback than the guy we got. You did beat the Vikings. That's the only quality win that you can look at that you can say they had, but it was Kirk Cousins in primetime. And unlike you, primetime, he's not good in primetime, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And with the Cardinals, the game was in doubt going down the stretch. So, which is what's the biggest win that the Eagles have had? The Minnesota Vikings? Right?
Probably the Lions a little bit.
I mean, but the Lions are a one win team.
Well, the best win would be probably Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went into Los Angeles against the Super Bowl champions and beat them.
Well, when I was talking on the broadcast, I was saying that when you look at the Giants, obviously the Giants are a come-from-behind type of team. When you look at their victories, a lot of them have been, they were down by 20 points. They were down by 10 points. They were down by something points, and then they came back. And then you look at the Eagles, and the Eagles have been more of a
first half team.
First half team, yeah. And so, if this defense can clamp down like it has already with a lot of teams, yeah, I mean, that's kind of going to spell some bad things for the Eagles, especially if they can't get something going early. So yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Well, and let's shout out to Willie Vesher and Captain Kentucky. Willie Vesher, he said, by the way, FYI, the Lions were shut out by New England.
Yeah, that's impressive, actually.
You know what I'm saying? And so you're sitting there saying the Eagles gave 35 to them. And I'm not saying that the Eagles aren't a bad team. Maybe the
New
Eagles
England is struggling defensively too. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Maybe the Eagles get up big early and it's like, okay, we can just coast. Maybe that's it. I don't know. Maybe they're just not that conditioned for the second half. I don't know, but I look at this
could be the
defense.
depth. It could be the depth. Look at where Dallas is. Dallas is strong because you have all these different names making plays. So when somebody comes out, another person comes in and makes a play, the next man up. You don't have that same thing. So if the guys are getting tired towards the end, I mean, with conditioning,
Derek Carr. Oh boy.
I'm a little bit.
I remember when they were saying that the Cowboys should trade for Derek Carr and let Dak Prescott walk.
They still try to say that.
Oh wow. And you can't say he doesn't have weapons. He got the biggest free. David Wiley, what's up? Thank you for that birthday.
Hard. I missed him yesterday.
Man, it's Mark's birthday.
Yeah, where was David yesterday?
It was his anniversary.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bow chicka bow. Yeah, you I ain't mad at him about
Hopefully he did it right and got it at the end, but
I actually think I'm gonna I think I'm actually going to have quite a few.
The is really nice.
I think quite a few people are going to be actually here next weekend. I have a friend of mine, Allie, who's from Pennsylvania. She went to JMU with us. She was actually basketball center for JMU Dukes. Yeah, she's in the JMU Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, she's an Eagle fan. So after they won yesterday, she said, "I can't wait to see y'all next Sunday."
Because they got all that good stuff, and then they have to have one thing that counters it. So
You're right about that.
Everybody has it.
So I think she's coming. I think them boys kicks may be coming. I
gotta pick one of the crappy games. One of the ones is like game week 17 or 18, and I'm like, "Here's Phil," and you're just like, "Oh, guys."
Eastside Harold.
Eastside Ashley. Congratulations to Eastside. You guys got a victory.
Yeah, man. And a good victory.
Here's the thing that's crazy.
For the Texans.
Okay, yeah. There you go.
It's crazy how teams are so up and down this year so far. You know what I mean?
It's the NFL this year, man.
I mean, I don't know if we want to give credit to the Giants for beating Green Bay, or was this more of the Green Bay Packers? This was one of those ones that you thought that Kellen Moore started doing play calling. They were running the ball well in the first half, and they were scoring points. Second half, they just started passing like crazy. And it reminded me of when we were playing Green Bay years ago with Matt Flynn, and we were up 26-3. And we kept passing the ball and, literally taking 5 seconds off every pass play, and it's incomplete, or they would be out of bounds. And they gave them enough time for them to come back and kick our ass. And that's where I was like, damn, they keep passing it. And, I guess I have to give credit to the Giants for getting the victory. I mean, any way you get the 4-1, you're there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those are some games they should have lost as well too in the past. Giants would have found a way to lose those games. So, yeah, I mean, right now, Barkley was healthy. How was it at the end of the game? Didn't he get hurt? I don't know.
It's about that time. I mean, this is week 5.
He got banged up.
He had to come out. I don't know if he ever went back in. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that could be something. But Daniel Jones got a hit on his hand, and he kept going. I mean,
listen.
Yeah. Adams gets in the end zone. The Raiders take the early lead.
That's who Green Bay is missing.
You got to give Giants the credit, like the old adage: "You are who what your record says you are." Give them credit, man.
Good on them. I mean, I'm not gonna. Yeah, definitely don't take it away from them. I mean, they're good on them.
I like it when
our division looks better.
I like it when our division's better. When it's NFC least and we win it, we get no credit. Our defense travels. Oh yeah, look at that.
Perry Locke, thank you for the birthday wish.
How do you let Adams get that wide open?
We're going against one of Mark's things, and he has Adams. So
I'm done this week. Who cares?
Who has Adams?
One of your Jobu.
Oh, do I? Oh, shit. My man.
Yeah.
Roz takes care of that stuff. I saw Roz here in the chat.
But I also have the Raiders kicker, so because I feel like they kick a lot of field goals. So that's why I went
Every lock.
And the defense for the Dallas Cowboys scored me like 22 points, special teams. That's why another reason why I picked it.
Shout out to Perry Locke.
All right, so should we talk about the elephant in the room that everybody wants to talk about, which is Dak versus Cooper?
No. Yeah, of course we're going to talk about it. Yeah, we have to talk about it, but it's all for nothing.
You
Dak's
know what?
A quarterback.
I'm more of right now. How about we just enjoy this shit? You know what?
Got to be something.
I mean, okay, when you start the season out 4-1, allegedly you have a 91% chance of being in the playoffs. And right now, we give credit where credit's due because Cooper Rush is doing what's asked of him. He's not turning over the football because here's what?
He did turn it over, I think, once.
What?
One time.
Okay, if that's only one time, then that's nothing. I don't remember it.
But then the rest of them were penalties.
Okay, but be that as it may,
I think it was just one time.
we have special teams that set us up to get a field goal, right? We got a defense that got us a touchdown, right? And we got a defense that's only given up 10 points this past 2 weeks. When you do that, you don't have to risk the biscuit like when your defense gives up 42 or was it 48 to the Cleveland Browns. Do we think that what we're doing on offense right now will work if we got somebody scoring 30 points?
No.
I just don't see that because you got to start slinging the ball. You've got to get 3 wide outs, and you've just got to let it fly, and you're abandoning the run.
And you saw what happened with this team when it started to spread with nobody in the backfield.
Yeah.
That whole thing was just like,
yeah. If we get behind,
oh my God! When
if we get behind 2 scores, it's not good. That's why I said I would rather just bring back. Hopefully, he's healthy enough by Detroit. And just run the offense the same way. Don't ask Dak to do more than what you're asking Kellen. Now just by him being Dak, he's gonna bring more. So he needs to bring his scrambling, getting first downs with his feet, and don't. I was annoyed with early, in the first half with just how they were lining up. We were all talking about it. They weren't having any 2 tight end sets. It was really frustrating.
No. When they went empty backfield, you know what I did. I went crazy. I was like, why are we going empty backfield? Because here's my problem with going empty backfield, and people can say you're an idiot, and that's fine. But that basically says I have to pass the ball. If I'm a defensive lineman, I'm happy that I know that I don't have to stop the run.
Right.
I'm going to pin my ears back, and I'm going to a point to try and get your ass. And I'm just like, why are we doing – especially with Aaron Donald out there. So Aaron Donald goes at defensive end, beats Tyler Smith.
Yeah, welcome to the NFL, man.
And it's just like, what?
I just felt like they left him out to dry. I mean, what would you? It's almost like they were looking to see. Let's see how he does against Aaron Donald, like 1-on-1. I got news for you. He's going to beat almost every left tackle. That's just who he is.
Right.
I didn't like how they were leaving him. Yeah, once okay, you saw what happened. He blew by him. Mm-hmm. It's not a talent thing. It's things are moving way faster than Tyler Smith is used to. He's getting there, but when you put Aaron Donald, who normally is playing the tackle spot, but he's out at the end, lining up over a fresh meat. Where's my bitch type of guy? And I thought Tyler, all in all, did good.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're facing those guys, when you're facing those guys, usually they have one is either finesse or they have power. Mm-hmm. You kind of adjust to there. Where Aaron Donald has both finesse and power. So I mean, that's what you're having to deal with. The fact that they moved him out there, I mean, they game plan for that as well. So I mean, again, Kellen Moore doesn't have the whole adjusting game plan. Hey, this is what's happening in the game. I should go ahead and switch over to here to kind of counter it. He just kind of just continues to run. Kind of has that Jason Garrett. I continue to run my offense, and we'll just see where it goes. Hopefully, has it been because it's been a little bit more successful because McCarthy is getting involved?
I think so.
I'm not seeing too much.
I think so too, Phil.
Always a lady. What's up?
I think he's in his ear big time. Brad Harris. Neo, you will lose. I guarantee it.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit, Brad's guaranteeing stuff.
There's my bitch.
There's my bitch.
There's my bitch. Let's see. Hold it.
Ross, there he is.
I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, what am I doing?
So for real, y'all gonna sit here and actually say that Aaron Donald has finesse and power, but y'all handled
I'm
that.
Batman.
But they had a higher sack rate after the game
Did we say that they handled it?
conversion than before
Nobody
the
said they
game.
handled it.
Nobody said they handled it. They said they nobody gave him help.
Cowboys.
They continue. They continue to do what he
Y'all-
is. Okay.
I bet. And wait a minute, Mark. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Look, he.
Salty.
I think he's salty. I was going to say he sounds
No,
salty.
That's all right,
salty.
because I've been listening to y'all talk about, oh, well, they ain't beat nobody. They ain't beat nobody. But wait a minute.
Who?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Who are you talking about?
Atlanta 2-3.
Who didn't beat anybody?
But then we said Atlanta's got a good defense. Like, you can't have it both ways, people. I think he even said that.
Who
at one
said no? I said the worst
I
team.
said-
Hold on.
remember seeing
I said the worst teams that the Rams faced were 2-3 Atlanta and 2-3 Cardinals, right?
And they were really
And the
good.
Cardinals
Everybody
came
else was
close to beating the Eagles yesterday. So that's apples to apples.
That is not apples to apples. How the hell you going to say Arizona is – Dallas ain't even close to Arizona.
Comment, huh?
Arizona
Y'all got a
covered, man.
defense. They got an
Arizona
offense.
got me the dub yesterday.
No,
You
no, no,
called
no.
for blowout.
Ross. No, what I'm saying
Arizona
is
right now is not rolling out a defense that is doing much of nothing. They're still
And
trying
they
to figure
almost
out
beat
if Isaiah
Philly.
yeah, but what I'm saying
is a
is
safety or a linebacker.
okay. The Rams
figure out
beat
the point that
did
they're trying to
the Rams beat the Cardinals?
What the hell does that have to do with
I'm
anything?
just saying. Did the Rams beat the
We're
Cardinals?
talking about your team against their team. That's what you
Well,
wanted
okay.
to want to talk about.
I beat
I'm
the
not
Rams.
talking about who beat who,
Okay,
because
I'm going to
guess
be the
what?
delusional one here. I'm going to say we beat the Rams, and the Rams were able to beat the Cardinals.
I don't do that whole.
I'm just saying. I'm just looking at comparable because that's one of the
You guys
criteria
listen
for
to Jerry
tiebreakers
Jones?
are common opponents.
One
No,
and
because
two
what
don't
you
equal
want, no,
three.
you want to take the numbers and you want to twist the numbers to say that common opponents
We have
playing against you are going to play the same scheme. Like everybody's going to play cover two.
No,
against
yeah,
everybody.
obviously they know
Okay.
the
They're going to
coaching,
play zone defense or they might play man. They might
but you
play.
still have to play against personnel. So I mean, I
You're
don't.
right. So
It just,
tell me how y'all had a lower sack
Who-
to
who's
conversion
y'all?
rate of pressure
who's y'all? I don't
against
understand.
the Rams. Against the Rams, they actually stopped you.
Who
from
are you
getting
talking
your
about? We
regular
have not
average.
said anything about our offense running anything on anybody. We've said that
No.
the offense was
I
lacking.
just said sack. What part of sack?
Wait a minute.
Sack is
How
your
many sacks did we
defense
give
on
up
their
yesterday?
offense. That's right. but
We
how many
sacked
pressures
we
did
sacked
you
them
have?
5
You were
times.
constantly in the backfield. You came away with what, 5?
I'm sorry.
You want to talk about common? Okay, let's talk
Okay,
about
so
common
we're
opponents.
second
How
in the
about
NFL.
Philadelphia
Wait,
Eagles
we're second in the
sacking the
NFL in
shit out of
sacks.
Washington?
Wait, hold on. We're second in the NFL in sacks, and you're telling us that we didn't sack enough?
I'm telling you that your average was a whole lot higher.
Yeah,
before you
well,
went to the
you're one of
Rams.
those ones that jump on the field.
Actually, you know what hurt? Actually, what hurt our sack average was actually the Washington game. Because the Washington
You're right.
game we only got
Well,
2.
wait a minute, Mark. Let me ask you this. I want to hear what you say.
Fantasy coming into regular.
Let me ask you this. You said that the Washington game hurt your sack rate.
Our sack as far as sack numbers.
Sack numbers.
We only
Okay.
got 2 sacks.
How many did Philly get against them?
They
If you
got
wanna
9.
Talk about common opponents.
Okay, they got 9.
Okay, so how can you say that you're walking into this apples to apples? You're not.
Okay.
That's my
My
point.
eyes are telling me that
Okay.
Dallas's defense is more dominant.
I'm sorry. We haven't. Okay, I can look at it and say our defense has not given up 20 points to anybody, and we've given up 10 points.
Everything.
Concussion protocol.
And everybody
We
But
lost
you
our
couldn't get
starting
through that
quarterback, we
offensive
lost
line.
our left tackle, and we lost our left guard. It's
And those
apples to
guys
apples.
don't
starting
play
quarterback,
defense to
and we
get sacks.
lost
Your
our
defense does not go
receivers.
against your left tackle.
I'm just saying.
I don't
Does,
care.
Analytics
anybody
is
else
good.
like? Does anybody else like my new shirt?
Man, it's just-
Analytics is a tool. It's
Oh
not the end
boy.
all be all. Analytics would have
Nobody
led you to
said
take the
analytics was
Eagles.
the end all be all. What I'm saying is
No,
you're
that's the
going to
main
do
argument.
apples to apples, and you're going to pick records
Okay.
as one of the ways.
No,
Okay.
Who you
I
play?
didn't even bring that up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I've been
All right.
listening since you guys started the stream. I've
You
been,
guys.
Okay. All right. All right.
I've eaten a slice of pizza
Do
since I've been on the street.
okay? What did the analytics tell you yesterday about the Packers versus the Giants? Should the Giants have won that game?
exactly what you said, Mark, when you said they ran the first half and then passed the second, just like I told you earlier today.
Okay.
So you already said what the analytics did, and I already told you the analytics changed the minute they changed the game
Hold it,
plan.
Roz. Take a deep breath. Woosah.
Love it. It's
That's
good
money
for me
ball.
because I'm not a fan of either team.
Okay.
But you think for a minute that I'm
You're
going to
playing
defend
Moneyball.
one when it's
Playing.
wrong. No.
Okay.
That was that whole.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks. Like, I'm not nothing against it, man. I just don't
I just-
see it
I
that
just
way.
got
When I'm
bitch
talking about it, I'm
slapped.
talking about.
Yeah, I
We're
don't.
seeing the eye test right now. Analytics say that Dallas has the 10th best defense
so
in
not
the
passing
league.
fair.
Do you believe that they have the 10th best defense in the league?
Behind the line.
I'm gonna say no. And you can put me all the stats you want on the
Reeve and
eyeball
S.
test is different.
Our
Why did they win
defense
that
won.
game yesterday?
You're
right.
Because
Reeve
of the
and S.
defense.
You gotta
So-
catch
They
that.
won that game because of the defense, but they also what?
And they
also
won the
did
past
what?
3
They
to 4
allowed
games.
the Rams to stay in that game.
They passed the 3 to 4 games because of the defense.
Okay.
That
Now,
defense is holding
okay.
up.
Okay. All right. Let me say
Not
this
holding
much.
up.
Okay. How about this? In any game, usually there's 3 or 4 plays that literally are the difference of winning and
CeeDee
losing.
Lamb would have caught that.
You could end up having, let's say, 3 sack fumbles that end up going for touchdowns, but you could end up having 400 yards in offense and lose the game. You could win the statistics on everything except for turnovers and lose the game, right?
Hey, Patrick Mahomes playing like
Isn't that
trash.
conceivable?
And you can do the exact opposite too.
Right. You've had times where, you've had
So the
5
numbers
turnovers
aren't
and you end up
predicting
winning.
whether or not you win the game.
So technically, then what we're really saying is analytics aren't the be all end all.
It's a tool to help you make an informed decision.
And sometimes
Not it.
tools are the
Nobody
ones
has
that
ever said
manipulate
the
them.
Analytics are the end all be all.
Okay.
No one has ever said that, and if they have, they've lied to you.
I think any organization needs to bring analytics into their organization. They have to have it. But yeah,
When you talk
it
about
has a
analytics,
place.
every organization has their own analytics.
they
That's what
miss
people
it.
don't understand. Fantasy
Some-
football analytics
some
is not
teams don't
Baltimore
give it.
Ravens analytics.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
the Rams analytics. Everybody has their own, and they have their own companies running those analytics, and they don't use the same stuff. That next gen stats crap, that's a sponsored program. Most teams don't even use that.
Okay.
Like the Oakland A's have been they've been using analytics for years, and they don't ever win shit. But
Well, how about Matt Rule today? How's that? Okay.
they develop
God,
great
poor
talent.
Matt.
They just can't, see
What
it.
a bloodbath
Throw
that was
the
today.
money.
That was the red wedding in Carolina today.
The red wedding. Yeah, they axed everybody, right?
Oh man, you know what?
What?
That's sad. And I thought it was going to be the same thing in Washington today. Shout out to Roz letting me know that Ron Rivera literally threw Carson Wentz under the bus.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Hey, Mark.
He goes,
I didn't see that.
Mark,
Yeah,
did I
Roz.
bring enough hate for your hate week special?
I was getting kind
"No,
of
you're
scared.
good, man. You're good."
I was getting ready to go get Roscoe here for a minute. My
You gotta
gun.
turn on the
Roscoe.
red lights. It's like a
I was-
sword.
I mean, seriously.
I'm outside. I just got back from being a chaplain, so it's.
Oh wait a minute! You just came from church and you're that mad?
God.
Damn! I don't know
I'm
what
a
church you
chaplain. I'm not a
were.
preacher.
Woo!
Chaplain.
Boy, that must
He
have
can
been a
marry
fire and
somebody.
brimstone sermon
No,
that you
no, no,
went
no.
to.
I put flags to rest.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I put veterans to rest. That's all I do.
Shout out to
And
the
look,
vets.
and look, those dudes, you can talk however you want. They be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
But
right.
look, let me ask you a question. Guys.
Uh-oh.
This is real. This is what matters to me because I got the stats. I can throw a million stats at you. But at the end of the day, here's the question that I have. How does Dallas start Cooper Rush if they fall behind?
Right.
That's
I
the
agree.
only concern
agree.
right now.
I agree. I agree. I definitely agree.
See,
I'm
that's
gonna
all
say
right.
it.
What's up?
Switching
Russ
games.
is not gonna bring.
Yeah, I already told Mark I don't know if you were listening. I said if they get down 2 scores, it's
It's
almost
over.
a wrap.
It's over.
It's almost a wrap.
And
They
that
need to play the way they've been playing, which is why I said when Dak does come back, his first couple games before Kellen Moore gets all worked up, he needs to
Getting
keep the
comfortable.
game plan the way it is. Dak will offer more with his feet alone to get a first down here or there, roll out and wait for somebody to come open, where Cooper Rush drops back to a spot, slides a little bit, and basically everything is on time and everything has to be perfect. Dak can buy himself time. So let's keep the game plan the same
And
for a
he needs
little
to have the
bit.
ability to get to the quarterback.
Somebody educate me for a second, okay? Because like I don't pay attention to specifically your team.
Right.
How has your team? Because this is going to be the key. Mark, you and I talked about the divisional opponent thing, right? I heard you mention that.
It's a key. It's a key.
How Miami got their asses handed to them. But anyways, how has Dallas handled Philly so many times? Because that is something that the analytics will never explain.
Up front. Eagles have, I would say up front. Dallas has been able to control the line of scrimmage.
You always outplay them.
Yes.
No matter what their team has been like, you've always been able to outplay
I want to
them.
say Dak's 9 out of 10 against the Eagles, or some crazy number.
No, he's not quite that good. I think.
Right, see, and that's something
I think he's got
analytics
2
cannot
losses
fix.
against him.
Okay, he's got 2. All right.
Well, they were a middle team last year, and I mean, I'm not taking. I mean, they were still a playoff team, but the fact that they had 2 almost, with a possible third, first round draft pick, that definitely improved. And honestly, like you can't discredit their offseason. I mean, the free agent signings are really good. And
you know what? I have to say that our free agent signings, be it not
better.
wide receivers, quite frankly, while you guys were on, I was uploading a video about Dorrance Armstrong. We laughed at Catboy when he said that, there's not a lot of difference, that Dorrance Armstrong is right there with Randy Gregory.
Dorrance is bringing it.
Dorrance Armstrong's got 4 sacks and doesn't have anywhere near the penalties that Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory's best season is 6.5 sacks.
That's something for Roz.
Okay, and that doesn't even count where you also brought in Dante Fowler as well as the backup, because Dorrance was basically going to be the backup to Randy Gregory had they gotten the deal done.
Think about this.
So, you look at that.
Sacks per snap, because Dorrance isn't getting a lot of snaps.
No.
Yet he's got 4 sacks.
And see, that's actually
where,
great.
Like Roz, I'll stick up for him as far as that's concerned. Whereas Parsons is on the field more. Now, we're not going to give any credence to being double teamed or chipped, whereas Dorrance is never seeing that.
Well,
that's where I find the numbers don't add up to the production based on what the other team is doing to you. It's like
that's why you have to dig deeper in, because there are, and that's one thing.
Other indicators,
Well, that's one reason we were working so much with the PFF grading, is because there are statistics underneath the pressures that you can look into, things like, how they performed when they were double teamed. Were they still pressuring the quarterback? And in that case, they're still getting credit, even if they didn't. They're getting credit for causing the sack, even if they didn't get credit for sacking.
Now, to the analytics people, I will say it is amazing what Roz is saying, how deep it goes. There's an answer for everything that we think we know. He's got a stat for. So
I'm pretty curious to know if those sacks are those guys beating, or is it scheme? Is it the guy was schemed open and they got to the sack, or was it they beat their man? Like, when you look at Dallas defense, they are beating their man. And
that's built into the pass rush grade itself. So you have just your flat sack stat and your flat hit or your flat hurry. Those are separated from the pass rush, which is then separated from the overall defensive grading. So the pass rush grading takes into account if they beat their man. You figure if Aaron Donald, Tyler Smith, technically, if Tyler Smith puts hands on him and Aaron Donald gets past him, that's considered a successful beat your man. Now, personally, I think that's a little unfair myself, but Then you get a Micah Parsons gets 2 guys on him. If he gets through and even hurries the quarterback, like his grade is then higher
Right.
So it
because
is giving you
Okay.
credit.
And now,
Yeah.
and when he calls out and lets you know that he's also being held and it's not being called, do they put a little more
Mark,
on that too?
Yeah,
didn't you play on the line too? Because I played
Yeah,
on
he
the
did.
line, man. Everybody's getting held on every play.
Okay,
Come on.
but I tell you what,
He's
and
right
this
there.
this actually worries me because Micah Parsons called him out on it. He literally put a picture where he is being held like crap, and he's like, you call roughing the passer and protect the quarterback. How about protecting me?
Yeah, I was telling Phil on our live a little while ago. I said I'm getting tired of these. Now I wouldn't say a pass play. It's more like, let's say you're running a sweep to the left, and the right tight end has a hold that's 40 yards away from the play.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It has
he's not
nothing to do
holding
with it.
downfield.
Yeah.
He's holding at the line of scrimmage, and it's not even a blatant hold. It's more like he gets turned,
And
maybe
gets
his
hooked.
hand gets raised, he gets hooked. Why are we calling that? Now, listen, I understand if it's a penalty, it's a penalty, but then I just think it makes for a lesser game. I mean, if it's a pass play, then if you're holding a receiver, I get it. It doesn't matter. But if it's a run play where it's already gone, and we see this all the time on special teams.
Well, or pass interference where they'll say illegal contact and it's on the other side of the field.
But it's
and
not even.
It's not
yeah,
even anywhere
exactly.
near
But
where the play was.
I would say pass is different because that does affect something that might have happened. Here, it's already happened. We've already handed the ball. He's already gone. He's already made his 10 yards. And here, 40 yards away, had nothing to do with the play.
Yeah.
There was a stupid call. It makes for a bad game. It slows the game down. And it didn't hurt us that bad yesterday, but there was a couple that were so ticky-tack on both sides. Like Phil said, it was both sides. It wasn't just Dallas. It was just, man, it's
There
hurting
is
the
one-
game.
Hang on, let me take care of this. I Love Weed said, "Where's Lola?" And on cue,
Lola hot sauce.
Miss Hot Sauce.
So that goes. That's not that different, really, from the whole. Can the ground cause the ball to not complete the catch?
It's such a,
You know what I mean?
like, would you? Okay, did you see the
Like it
Gallup
wasn't
catch?
a catch to me, but
Yeah, on the Gallup catch on the sideline. Did you think that was a catch?
see, I didn't.
You didn't see it. I see at the end when
That
there's
was
a reason why
crazy.
they rushed up to the line and ran it, because when you see it, he hits the ground and then there's like a little.
That was
bob
an
at the very
incredible
end.
catch.
And the catch itself was amazing, but there was a little thing at the end, and so if they would have replayed it, definitely would have taken that back.
You think?
Yeah, no. Once the Rams were down far enough, I went ahead and just started watching Mark celebrating before Stafford even got intercepted.
I was not
Yeah,
celebrating. I was on pins and
Nah.
needles, buddy. I was not
Nah,
celebrating.
I
y'all
would
was
say
having a
about-
blast on the stream, man.
We have a
I
blast
would
every
say-
stream, win or lose.
I would say probably
It's
Mark,
called
maybe-
alcohol.
Not week one.
Maybe 6,
Okay.
7 minutes left in the game. We actually were
When we
feeling
were up
pretty
by
good.
9 points, it was
Yeah.
kind of like we're 2 scores away.
And we
This
could
defense
see
is not
that
going
there was
to.
no way that we weren't getting to Stafford. So it was, that window to get that big play was just shrinking, And then we're up 2 scores. That's what I was saying. If we
Thank you,
get down
Gina.
2 scores, I think we're in trouble.
Oh, that's what my thing was. As much as everybody is on the rush bandwagon, if we have a
What's up,
game
Neo?
like 30 points on is given up. Neo, shout out. I want Dak and Parsons 100 healthy. I already hear excuses once y'all lose Sunday, but we'll sweep y'all in Dallas. Oh, Neo. Damn,
No, a
Neo.
lot of people think they're going to
I
beat
just
us
don't see
on
it.
Christmas Eve. I don't
And I
get
think
that.
I think it's really funny because again, very short memories when it comes to how many points were put on them last year, how many
Thank
they
you,
were able to
Lola.
score. And yes, you got
Look at that
different
rack.
people, you got some more people, but that's what I'm saying. Like you can understand where they have their confidence. They're playing pretty well. They're beating the teams that are in front of them. I'm not going to take that away from them.
Shout
But
out to Lola.
you are having
Lola
problems in the second half.
Cowboys.
You have to understand that. And so that's right there as a weakness. I mean, you don't have a very deep roster, so maybe those guys are getting tired. But you do have some really good stars in the beginning, and so it's just interesting to see. I know both sides should be very confident going in there, but you got to understand as a Cowboy fan, dude, we put 40, almost 50 points on you last year twice. you know.
Yeah.
And then you guys lost when it came to a Buccaneers team like bad.
Ain't
Like
gonna
we
happen
lost
Sunday.
19-0, but you lost 40-40 or 40 something to,
Yeah.
think about that. That's why
Yeah, but
we are
you know what's
confident going
funny
into
about
this
that
game.
though? They go through and they say, well, that game doesn't count because we didn't have all of our starters. Well,
Listen,
then why
it's
do you
the
count? Then
NFL.
why do you count beating the Washington COVIDs? Because Washington had like 22 players out for COVID, and their quarterback the week before was on the
I know,
Patriots
Mark. I
roster.
know.
So if you're
It
going to
was
say, oh, well,
ridiculous.
you can't count, then you shouldn't count the Washington game then. How about that?
And then the Eagles
I'll
lost in
give them the
second time.
Dallas
Right.
game. They didn't play anybody. But then again, like you're saying, then you don't
You
get
didn't
the
play anybody for
Washington game.
Washington game.
Right. It
And
all
that
evens
Washington
out
game
at
was
the
not
end.
like a blowout either. It was like 24-17.
Yeah, it was a one score game. It ended up being.
Yeah,
So
I
listen.
I understand the
Uh-oh.
confidence and everything, different team and everything. Rosie got the mask on. So I understand their confidence, but I mean, at the same time, you're talking about how we're scared. I mean, why? It's like the history doesn't say we should be scared, but it's understandable. I mean, I
Oh,
understand
look
your
at this
confidence.
clown mother humper.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
now this clown,
This is where
oh lordy, that's scary.
this is where the
I
difference
wanna hang
between
with Ross.
history and reality comes to
Y'all need
me.
to run the ball.
Okay, all right. History says that Washington is the Bermuda Triangle of quarterbacks. That quarterbacks go there to end their careers,
I know what
and it
Roz is
seems
saying.
like they're undefeated because it looks like Carson Wentz
Roz is saying
is
history
headed.
is we beat that ass.
y'all need to
Roz
run
is
the
saying
ball.
reality
Run
is
the
we ain't
ball.
beating that ass.
That's
This
what I've been
upcoming
getting
week.
from him. But Roz, you did
That's fine.
say
I
to me
agree with
earlier
him, but-
today about the Dallas Cowboys offensive line actually played consistently with the same 5 guys,
Go on, run the ball, Carr.
which is a
Run the
first
ball.
in quite a
Run the
while.
quarterback sneak.
Am I right on
Run
that?
the ball.
Most teams are rotating
Mm-hmm.
their players, yes, or going down for injury,
Mm-hmm.
like the
Protect
Rams.
my investment,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Protect my
And
investment.
probably that same exact lineup will be next week as well, because it doesn't look like Jason Peters may be injured with the chest injury. Probably won't be ready to go. But the weakest link is our left guard. Anybody? Thank you.
You had some problems. Man, you can't breathe in that thing. You had some problems this past game with both center and guard, but that's understandable again with
With the
Donald.
baddest man.
Now,
But they have some
Here's
stars on their
where-
defensive line too. So
Okay. So we got 14-0
But
Raiders.
did you see that there was 2 passes?
oh yeah, man, what's the scope?
That made the whole
Okay.
difference on that.
Now,
Raiders
now,
just,
now, my analytics guy over here said it was 2 pass interference calls that made the difference on that drive.
Yeah, it was. Because they got one, on Adams.
it's
On
a
Adams.
division, isn't it? The divisional thing.
It's a division. All right, it's a divisional game.
They don't look like a divisional game.
Well, look, this one, that's what I told you earlier, Mark. If Kansas City loses this,
Yeah.
no shocker whatsoever, because the Raiders, they play them like this all the time. And wow, they are really losing.
Yeah.
They're playing like they're not playing.
Why do I feel like the screen? I want to come up to your house because I feel like you're looking at the screen like in the Matrix or something, where all the rest of us just see static and you just see all the numbers and everything, and
yeah.
you know what I mean. You just see through all the static and stuff because you're like the way you're focused on there. They're really losing, and I bet the average person looks and like, what the fuck are you looking at?
Well, and to be honest, in this case right now, all I'm looking at is their offensive stats versus their defensive stats. And, obviously the first thing you're going to notice is the score.
Yes.
Second thing you're going to notice is time of possession. Next thing you're going to notice is third down efficiency, which, to be honest, you don't even have to go that far if you just look at the yardage, because 41 yards tells me that in 2 quarters you have no offensive efficiency.
And I would say probably of that 40 yards, 20 of it was a run by Pat Mahomes.
Yeah. 16-yarder by him, which makes you, I mean, I'm not totally.
Tyreek Hill missed.
Yeah, I'm not analyzing the game so much, but I can tell you that again, this isn't a shocker. Nate Hobbs, I mean Max Crosby, apparently already got a sack, which Max Crosby's the kind of guy like an Aaron Donald and Micah Parsons. You don't want him
to get
to be
started
alone.
early.
Yeah, he
Okay.
gets fired
Yeah.
up, it just gets better.
Oh my God!
That's the thing I wanted to bring. To the Eagles.
These Eagles fans. Oh my God, y'all with these bets and stuff. I love how people come to you and say, "Are you gonna bet? Are you gonna bet?" And they ain't got no skin in the game. What are you betting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now I don't have to jump just because Philly 500, said I got to bet. I let it marinate a little bit. Okay, let them marinate a little bit.
Alexander Ontkos.
I will-
Eagles
Mark
fan, but
Hudson.
happy birthday.
Alexander, thank you. Let me.
Answer Mark Hutchins.
I'm gonna do like I did last week. I'm gonna let it marinate a little bit.
Who was
Let it build up a little bit and see if Philly 500 becomes an asshole like Cop Pizzle. How about we do that first?
Why? I mean, you thinking he is or what?
No. I just want to show people how you actually do things the right way
Well,
with gambling.
I think Pizzle, he ain't going nowhere just by
That New York thing.
seeing how he's handling his channel.
Oh yeah.
He ain't leaving after this year.
Oh, but
there's no way.
I'm beginning to think he's related to Stan because it seems like now it's become the Mark
Yeah, I'll have to
Holmes.
talk to you about him now that you narrowed it down.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can do something with that.
No, it's nothing. Again, another anonymous there. Okay, but it was
Happy-
funny. It was funny how because he got blocked and I unblocked him because you made me a moderator and said, "Hey, come on, bring it. You want to talk about it," and never showed back up. Left.
Did you see he brought another one in quick? He had the other account real quick.
Oh, did he? Oh, I didn't know what the.
Yeah, if you go back and watch, he was.
There's so many
He was
of
the
them.
name number 2. His name, with the number 2,
Ah.
and then it was like FJ, and then it was something else. So he was just going. So he's obviously getting lit up a little bit.
Mark.
Oh well.
Yeah, Alexander again. What's up? Yes, sir.
I don't normally. You know what? No, I never lie. So I didn't lie to you when I said I have no good news. What I did was I found good news. I forgot to tell you.
Oh, you forgot to tell me. Good news.
Yes. So one thing when I was going through, I knew there was something there that I was forgetting to tell you. The Eagles, when I was going through their game reports and I was just looking at, how things were going and some of the other stuff. The one thing that they are doing wrong,
That's Mahomes is playing terrible.
they are missing tackles
Yes,
at an
fundamentals.
astronomical rate.
The problem from last
Okay. So as far as the NFL goes, let's see, I think I would say they're 30th in the NFL in making a tackle.
I bet you the Cowboys are in the top 5 in it. That's one of the things. Because here's what Dan Quinn.
Cowboys are 29th.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's like there's no way in hell. They don't miss tackles. And people
No,
aren't getting
they're-
yak.
They're tied with the Rams at 7.
Okay. All right. Because I go back to listening to Dan Quinn after the Super Bowl when they won. He says fast, physical, and fundamentals. And that is his keys on there. When you looked at the Cowboys in 2020, we were so bad at tackling. Xavier Woods looked like he was a lead blocker for the offense sometimes. That he was like, he would lose people and he's just running backwards. And the running back is literally like in his blind spot. Pursuit angles are really, really good. Their gap integrity is really, really good. And this is part of the reason why you end up getting these sacks because the quarterback doesn't have a place to escape. And this is going to be key against the Eagles of making sure that Jalen Hurts cannot. Is DeMarcus Clark
Stuff in
playing?
the box now.
But see,
Alexander.
I'm going to tell you the one thing that you have not taken into account, Ross, and I don't know analytically how you use it. But I'm going to say right now, looking at the Cowboys where they are right now, with the offseason that they have had, and let's be clear here, we've seen teams go out and get premier players. We've gone through and we've got guys like Dante Fowler who, I think he had 4.5 sacks last year, and people said, man, that guy's dumb. He's a bum. We ended up getting a guy who was coming off an injury in Anthony Barr. We get a USFL or whatever the league is, kick returner and stuff. And those are our big moves. We get a rookie tackle that should have been drafted in the second or third round, according to Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Joanne Gonzalez, damn.
Take the money out, all of it.
Wow. Thank you, Joanne.
Oh, nice.
And for the Cowboys to start a rookie offensive tackle, to have lost their quarterback, there is no explanation for them to be 4-1. I don't care what the analytics say. There is no rhyme or reason why they should be there. Am I right?
No.
No?
Never.
Okay. But I'm going to say you are missing.
I'm sorry, I got a short attention span. What were you saying?
You are missing the biggest driver of the Dallas Cowboys this season. Do you know what it is?
Are you?
Do you know what the biggest driver is for the Dallas Cowboys to have what they have going on?
Right now, it's they're dealing with that whole emotional underdog mentality, like we talked about.
Emotional yes.
Damage.
There is that. But I'm going to say I'm looking over Brian's right shoulder right now. Look over your right shoulder there, Brian.
Dak?
No, up higher.
Stewart.
I'm telling you.
I told you
This
that.
is Stuart Morrison, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm
I
telling
told
you, man.
that. You
Listen,
can't account for
from
shit
this
like
wheel
that.
over here spinning when I said Stuart Morrison to this season, listen, we got Catboy now looking like a freaking genius,
Yeah,
He's saying,
crazy,
well, Dorrance Armstrong, he's just like Randy Gregory. Right now, he's better than Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
He's not making the penalties. He's already got 4 sacks, and the Raiders are they are bitch slapping the Kansas City Chiefs right now.
I hope they do, because that's the best man.
I'm telling
I
you.
just realized when I was calling out the stats earlier, like Max Crosby and stuff,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was just one quarter. They were only 1 minute into the second quarter when I was
Right.
talking. That's even worse.
Now I'm gonna say I got Stewart's vibrations all around here. I got Micah Parsons is over there that he, that I got when we went down there. I've got over here Drew Pearson that's autographed from Stewart. I've got Roger Staubach over there. I've got the plaque over here. I got the picture from his mom. I'm telling you,
Studio.
wouldn't it be crazy?
Studio.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Cowboys did
Just run the ball.
go to the Super Bowl this year?
Run the ball.
Like I was telling Phil on our live, I said with this defense and the running game that we saw yesterday, that wasn't, I wouldn't say it
running
was
game was-
dynamic, but it was unbelievable with the one run. If you combine the two, I said the word super. I said
170
That's-
yards running the football does a
if you
lot.
play defense like that and you're able to run the ball like that, that's going to suck the defense in. You will have plenty of shots downfield. That's a way, and that's a super way to go. And I was alluding to what could happen. I'm just being honest with you.
the
We're only 5
difference-
games in, so we'll see who's available at the end of the year, who's playing hot. That all has something to go into it. I'd rather work up to that than come out to the gates like the Eagles and just rolling over everybody. It's tough to do that for like a 17-game season.
Ray, James Washington, who knows? At this point, I'm not sure that he's not going to be the Cowboys game plan at this point. He didn't really work out in OTAs.
You never know.
I mean, injuries and stuff.
Okay,
You
well,
never know.
all right.
I
We'll
always
see.
thought he was a lesser Gallup, so he has potential.
He's
There's
better than
definitely potential.
Fahoko. He's
Yeah,
better than
definitely.
anybody else that we have not named CD Gallup.
And no,
I would say he's. I would say. Well, you see, when Noah's taking a back seat since Gallup came back.
yeah, but that's okay. It's okay.
yeah, and that's fine.
When they do the side, those guys, that's when Noah does.
That's
his
just
thing, you know?
depth. That's
And
a
you got
guy
the
who's
third
been there
receiver.
before.
Where was
and
Cedric Wilson? That's where Noah Brown right there.
Right.
But you were waiting to find this guy. So
It can't hurt, Mark, having a guy like that who can run a 9 route and just stretch it. I'm still frustrated, like E2 Blue, why they're not getting the ball to the Turpin at least once.
Right.
Not 8 yards behind the line of
Well,
scrimmage. I'm
why aren't we
talking.
doing more 2 tight end sets? But that be that as it may.
I know it's just very frustrating. I see a way to win easier than what they're doing. It seems like if they listen to us, you may get off to a better start than having to wait till the second half to separate. I'm a mailman. What do I know?
Oh, so what the hell?
The great indoors.
Is that me?
Welcome to the peak.
Oh, that was okay. Let me ask you this. I was
How
trying
was
to pull
that?
up. I was pulling up Pro Football
Scared the
Focus.
hell out of me.
It was Pro
Roz
Football
is looking
Focus
at me
is
like I did something and
numbers.
hearing
Okay, let me ask you this: what would be better for our Dallas Cowboys? Our quarterback throw for 4,903 yards, or 3,680?
Cherry picking numbers again, Mark.
No, I'm just. No, I'm not cherry picking. I'm I'm making a point here, Ross. Okay, I'm just saying which is a better, which would be a better situation. Your quarterback throwing 4,903 yards, or
Well, considering
30,
the general
30
rate of yardage to touchdown percentage, I'd rather have more yardage because there's a more higher likelihood that we're getting into the end zone.
I don't like the running because
Okay.
you're running the ball.
All right, hopefully
maybe
I don't scare
keeping
you
the ball
guys
out of the
again.
other team's hands. I mean, there's so many things that can contribute to
There's
that.
variables
Exactly.
with anything. Yeah.
Okay.
He's exactly right. The alternative is you're running the ball so much that the running conversion rate to touchdown means you're winning even more than the passing.
Right.
So
Okay.
it depends on how your team
How was
plays
Troy
out.
Aikman?
This is
And
what I
there's
do want
the-
you to know, Mark.
Troy Aikman, you remember him as being this great, accurate quarterback, but when you look back at his stats, you're like, yeah, it's not that impressive,
Okay.
because he had a running game to complement him.
And
All right.
they wore the other
Okay.
team down.
Can I
Wait,
finish? Can I
can't
finish my
see the
point?
game, Mark. Is Kansas City playing tonight?
No. There's somebody who stole their uniforms is out on the field. Okay. I think the streaker with the pink smoke is out there playing for Kansas City right now. But here's my point. In 2013, Tony Romo threw for 4,903 yards, which is the Dallas Cowboys' single yardage passing season. Threw for 28 TDs and 19 interceptions. And the team was 8-8.
Yep, exactly.
Okay? The next year, he throws for 3,828 yards, throws 31 TDs and only 10 interceptions, and we ran the ball with DeMarco Murray over 1,800 yards. Hold on, I got to take this call. You guys can continue real
Garrett
quick.
clapped the whole time.
Hello?
That was the one consistent. It was that
What'd
Garrett
they
was
say?
clapping the whole time. Oh, he just took off.
You're fine?
And everything.
He said he had to take a call.
They didn't give you anything.
Yeah. So, anyways, but
Overtime.
I mean, I got to give him credit. I mean, it's going to be a great. I look forward to this week, man. It's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
I don't think both sides. I think both sides should be confident going into this game. So I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, I want to see them go at it.
I think they're going into a hornet's nest this week, but with
It's
that
always
defense,
you always have a chance.
yeah, you always have a chance. Alexander
game's in Philly?
Onkos, look at him. Yeah, it's in
All right, well, let
Philly.
me know if you get.
That's, I mean, to me, that's just, it's going to be interesting because
Yeah,
And all it came back
at the end of the day, you've got that
Okay.
emotional power that right
Well,
now
let me
Dallas
know
is
if you're
playing
ready
with
to go
the defense
on
saying they
Wednesday.
have to carry the team.
Okay. All right.
And they're
Let's
going to
move on.
go in
Let me get
where
back to-
Philly is like, this is our house, we're protected. And
Yeah, they got
I'm not
good
really
offense.
sure
Oh, are
they
they? Okay.
can, though.
All right. Sorry. Okay.
All good, man.
So I apologize.
No, you're good.
My brother. So my
you
point
got
being
another super
is
chat there, Mark.
Well, did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Look,
Alexander Horner. Yeah, he's loading the box.
Alexander.
Yeah, I think our issue this week is I told Phil on my live. I said, I would almost
This is for you, Mike. Okay.
I would spy Jalen
Super
Hurts.
chat.
Stop the run and
because
keep
that's what-
Hurts' explosive plays out of the way, and take your chances with the receivers. Just line up Diggs on AJ Brown and you see how you go. If you're going to beat us with the tight end all day, have Curse on the tight end and see how it goes. Do not let
Right.
Hurts run for 30, 40 yards. If he ends up at 80 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, we're not going to win the game.
Pat.
So,
Wow, they look
Mark,
terrible. Yeah.
I don't
Wait a
know
minute.
if-
17-0 now?
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
got field goal.
Man, every time I
Yeah, they
turn
kick
this
a
way
field
and
goal.
I turn back,
Last
it's
drive,
always
it
the
was the
extra
field goal
score.
started going for the-
Go ahead,
for the field
Ross.
goal.
Mark, I don't know if you can check your email or not, but I had to send it to you. You can always, deal with it tomorrow. But I sent you a screenshot of your best player uh, and their
Cooper
best
Rush.
player.
Cooper Rush.
No. We were talking about edge defenders. But
So it's gonna be Reddick versus Parsons. That's what
no,
it'll be.
it's actually their best guy
Oh,
is
he dropped
Brandon
it.
Graham.
Yeah.
He's a very good
That's
Brandon
Mahomes
Graham.
playing
Yeah.
like trash.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Penn State Nittany Lions weekly draft grades.
I need y'all to get that.
I mean, I would think you would like what you're seeing, but that's on you to decide.
Yeah, definitely a 90.7. That's pretty good.
And again, these are just generic
Wow.
defensive grades overall. But what I noticed when I looked at Brandon Graham is even though his grade is high this year, as because he's been high in the past, the games were Washington and Arizona, with the difference being those offensive lines are not.
Great offensive lines.
Yeah, they're not good. They're so. So when you say apples to apples, in this case,
Yeah, but really,
in this case, Micah Parsons actually has graded better apples to apples.
yeah, but actually looking at this, Tampa Bay is was a mass unit on their offensive line. The Bengals, they spent a boatload of money on their offensive line, and they're still bad. The Giants, their
Right.
offensive line
I test bad, but actually how they're playing, believe
is
it or
good.
not, they're not as bad as what they look like.
Okay.
They're having, bad plays here
Wow.
and there happen.
Another sack. Damn, Crosby's got another one.
There you go.
Damn.
And another
Wow.
one.
He wasn't on the list. He wasn't on the list either.
Okay.
For sacks. Patrick Mahomes playing like ass this quarter.
Well,
Hey, Mark, who does Michael have tonight? I know he was rooting
you
for
got
the Eagles.
you got the Raiders, right? Do you have the Raiders? He's got the Raiders tonight. He's
Nice.
happy as shit.
Nice.
I'm amazed that the Raiders on the road, okay, and can't in Arrowhead doing this.
But Patrick Mahomes playing like trash.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, these division games go sometimes. Though, each other so well.
That's
It's
a good run.
who gets to jump on somebody, maybe scheme wise.
Oh, big run there.
It could
That was a good run.
it could snowball quick.
Yeah, this is true. And you know what? Kansas City is one of those second half teams. And this is where I think the Cowboys do have an advantage because you brought this up about tackling for the Eagles versus the Cowboys.
Yeah, what did he say? I
Also,
missed that.
that the Eagles are, you said what, 29th in tackling,
okay,
Ross?
they're not
They're not real
good.
good. I think
Okay.
we are 7th.
Oh, 30th.
30th. Okay, I gave them one more point than they deserve. I would also say that I believe part of the reason why their second half that they are not playing as well is I still think it goes back to conditioning for them. So many times this off season they were having 30-minute practices at training camp. They didn't have OTAs and things, and I'm questioning because watching some of their preseason, it seemed like those guys got tired real quick. We know Jordan Davis is good for about 2 plays, and then he's got to come off and get some air.
Jordan Davis, I would watch out for. He's getting a little bit better, but
He is getting better.
here's what I'm going to have to tell you, Mark, and I came into this with all the hate I could to try and battle y'all with all your words and fancy chatter stuff you do.
I like it.
But the reality is, I'm staring right now at the one thing I haven't looked at before. I actually waited to look at some of these things till we were on, so I could share
Okay,
my honest
in real
opinion
time,
versus,
factual.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, my own Lane.
So the first ever time I've looked at the power rankings from PFF for 2022. I'm looking at Jalen Hurts. Their team is ranked number 6, quarterback Jalen Hurts, because they just list the quarterback. 28th strength of schedule difficulty to date. 30th for the entire remaining season.
So theirs
Whereas
gets
Dallas
easier.
Cowboys, who are down in 8th place, have faced the 8th hardest
Mm-hmm.
schedule to date. So apples to apples,
Wait,
power
hold up.
ranking.
Stop. I was talking about that earlier today. I said, listen, if you take the records of the teams, I said the Rams actually, they played teams that have gotten 15 wins versus 10 losses. I said the Eagles have faced teams that have 10 wins versus 15 losses. And you're like, oh, blah, that doesn't matter. That's nothing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, seriously. I said, who you play matters. And you told me earlier, it doesn't matter. And now you're telling me it matters? Here's what I got to say. I'm throwing my notepads now.
So what I wanted to say was,
Hey, Casey Stewart.
trying to get across is that the records. I understand everybody likes to say, and this is where I said it. 80% of the world is wrong publicly, but I understand the records are what the records are. But that's only when it comes to making the playoffs or standings in division, whatever. The records don't necessarily tell the story. What you're saying is they've played this team with this record. What I was trying to get across is the strength of the team they're facing, which is also why I was saying the Rams actually did pretty damn good when it was all said and done. Which, if you listen, if the Rams did pretty good, that means Dallas did even better. See,
Okay.
but you help me help you. You said I sound like Charlie Brown with the womp.
It's like, he gets going with this. It's like, womp, 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 womp. Seriously. Oh, man. You go too deep in the rabbit hole, okay? I can't keep up, man.
Here's the good news.
And I'm a numbers guy.
They're saying that the rest of your schedule will be no harder than what the Eagles have seen thus far.
And I could agree with
That's
that.
the truth. And we were saying that when the beginning of the season started. It's like our season's going to start off really rough. It's like, but then it gets easier. It goes the opposite way a little bit for the Eagles. They do get a little bit tougher.
Not as much, though.
Not as much, though. Not as much.
Yeah.
But I see future things that are coming. The Eagles, they make fun of us amazingly about Dak and his contract. But you got Jalen Hurts ball, contract year. Contract year. You know how people love to ball on their contract year. Where are you going to make the decision there? Are you going to be the next person that overpays your quarterback? I mean, I give you a little bit more, credit for that one because why? Jalen Hurts is your offense. He's the reason why you're moving down the field. He's running the ball. He's doing that stuff. So it's understandable a little bit more on that. Mm-hmm. But you're going to have to lock him in if that's what your future is, and so that's going to be a big decision. You're going to be going forward with that. So
Alan Williams, thank you.
So I see those moves, and I'm curious of seeing what the future is going to be there. They do have a first round draft pick, but where are they going to go? Right?
I tell you what, though, Hurts.
They have New Orleans is first too. Which
this season is the year of saying I was wrong on so many things. Right now, at least early on, and Hurts is one of those ones that I have to say, yeah. Now, let's see when he starts playing a really good defense. I don't know that he's faced a really good Roz.
Well, you saw what happened yesterday. Okay, you saw what happened yesterday. The only reason, it wasn't like the Arizona kicker missed an easy, a hard field goal. It was a 43-yard field goal that he missed. Mm-hmm. But he's a guy they just picked up because their kicker is hurt. That game really, was an overtime game, and once you go to overtime, I still think the Eagles, just by the way they were, but Arizona was coming on, which is what I was telling Roz last week when, it's almost like throw the numbers out. I know Arizona was going to come to play. I liked Arizona at home, at plus the 5. That was right. I can't.
They came to play. I just didn't see. Didn't see a win happening.
But I can't foresee missing a 43-yard field goal. But I should have looked at the fact that they had a guy who they just picked up. Mm-hmm. That all goes into betting. I'm not a really big better. I was going to ask Roz. I don't know if he's in the betting or if he dips into the Vegas lines.
We gotta talk.
What's up with Dallas? The Vegas is so far off with the Dallas Cowboy line week in and
Look
week
at you.
out.
Look at
They
your man.
literally
Look at your man with the segue, because I'm
come
looking
on,
at
man,
the green
go.
lines right
I
now.
teed it up for you. Hi.
I'm looking at them right now, and I'll tell you this: they still don't know what to do with Dallas.
That's what I mean.
Mhm.
They're
But-
off by 10 points.
But we've locked in that a good bet, a bet you should make right now on the futures, is Eagles under 13.5 wins. Right now, Dallas was initially at 10. Well, they're not initially. They're at 10.5 wins, over or under. Right. We're not sure where they're at yet. We want to see them against the Eagles, obviously, for betting purposes. Right. Vegas wants their money.
Wow.
But if a good bet is under 13.5 wins,
The Eagles are 4.5 point favorite,
It started at 5, so it's already gone down a half.
and the Rams
we
were
know
at
the
5.5.
game, I didn't look at the game.
So here's what's interesting: at the Rams were a 5.5 point favorite, weren't they?
Right.
So wait a minute, they're saying that what?
Well, I think it's that divisional thing, but in the back of my mind, I could see the Eagles covering this game easy. But that's just emotion. You're going into a tough place to play, prime time.
Mm-hmm.
But I keep falling back on Dallas's defense. You could take your defense on the road. I don't see them giving up that type of points. I think it's going to be 7-point game, like one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So give me the points again, and I'm going to wait to see what Dez Bryant does. Dez Bryant's
Yeah, Dez has
he's
been
putting
money.
his money where his mouth is every week. He has a feel. So ride Dez
He's probably
Bryant.
looking at some of this maybe, because so
Yeah.
what we've got right now is that PFF is guessing 4.6 is the magic number over
JD
under.
Sports.
Or, I mean, favorite. The market is at -5 with a cover probability. The Eagles covering only 46% at 5 points.
Shout out to
Right
JD
now,
Sports.
remember, in all gambling, home team gets 3.
3, right?
Mhm.
That actually means that the Eagles are only favored by 2.
Well, 1.5. Yeah.
Well, 1.5, 2, depending on
Yeah.
where you're at. There's a break even, meaning exactly 5-point differential at exactly 51.2% for both teams. The smart money right now is all on Dallas to cover the spread.
I mean, that's a lot of points. 4.5 points. That's a lot.
Like I said, it's already gone down a half a point, and I wouldn't be surprised where like the market's kind of correcting itself.
Well,
with this game, I think it'll go down to even 4, maybe 3.5 by game time, only because it's the Cowboys. The line is always askew.
Here's the thing: is what they're trying to do is get more money put back on the
Right.
Eagles to balance us out. That everybody,
Yes.
if the line's going down, it's because everybody's betting on Dallas, and they want
Right.
to even this shit up. That's why it's changing.
That's what they want. Yeah,
I hate
that's
when
exactly
you
what they want.
You
I
hate
hate
what?
when you get me stats that help you out, bro.
What stats are those? What did I give
All
you?
right, so
I'm not the stat boy.
Right, but I'm looking at the bet thing because Brian, was asking about. So I'm on the. There's a whole page just for this, Mark, just for this game,
Mhm.
and all the probabilities and all the, the injuries. I sent you screenshots of some of this before.
Mhm.
Anyways, something I did not know, and honestly I never looked for, but it's something that's very important, is passer rating under pressure. Apparently, Cooper Rush ain't too bad at 89.7.
No, he's really good actually. And
But
see,
Jalen Hurts has a 59.1.
this is what I was saying about
Yes,
the
that's
thing
what
about
goes
statistics
into-
is, okay, like let's say a screen, right? Screen pass, you want to have pressure. You want everybody up in your face, and you dink it to the running back.
Suck him in.
And let's
Yep.
suck you in. But you can say, well, you got a pressure, but it just went for a 90-yard touchdown. So
But
what
that
does
was
that mean?
pressure that you invited and actually allowed. You want the pressure in order to.
So how is that
you
rated?
just said.
Let's talk about Kansas City. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. We don't.
See?
This is
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Today is a
think
week-
what
week
happens
difference.
is
Okay, wait. So run that by me one more time. How is what rated exact?
No, like
Pressure.
let's say it's a screen pass and you want the pressure. You're basically letting the guys get in. They're right there within an arm's length of the quarterback, and he throws a pass and it goes 90 yards for a touchdown because it's a screenplay. So does that still count as a pressure?
I don't want to make something up here, so I actually have to find out.
So like right there, Derek Carr was pressured, chased out of the pocket, and he throws a 18-yard completion.
Was that completion
Right?
It has to go into the equation. It does.
Oh.
I would say.
Wait. We're talking about a screen, or are we talking about getting pushed out of the pocket?
I'm talking about right.
Like if he's able to plant and throw, or if he's able to throw in motion, it's not a hurry, then it's not.
He just got flushed out of the pocket. Okay,
pressure.
he got pressured and flushed out of the pocket, and ends up making an 18-yard completion.
All right, that's considered then a hurry if he doesn't get hit.
Okay.
It was actually a fumble, but they called it.
Oh my God, a fumble.
But they counted it as a completion, and it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
I think that falls into the old, how like in an election, there's always like that 2% of fake votes bullshit. I think that falls into the
JD
that's part of the numbers, but that's not a big
3-foot steak and cheese stub.
Yeah.
And not that dog meat that they have in Philly. Okay, and not that cheese whiz. The French dip.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
man,
He
that
too
was
didn't
good.
even eat his, man. I was going to slap him in the back of the neck. He didn't even eat it.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, it's wet."
It's wet. Yeah, come on, bro.
Wow. Over
the
under
hell
is
is you?
a 1.5.
I think it was a 42 the last I saw it, which is amazing
Yeah, it
to me.
started at 43.5.
Yeah, now it's down to 42. So they're saying
Dem
Eagles
boy
are going to
kicks.
win.
I was Dem boys. I was talking about you when it first started. I'm thinking that you said you're going to be coming next week.
Damn it, PFF even says the best bets are to take Dallas money line and against the spread.
Roz, I heard that over the last 2 years, Dallas, like against the number, has been the best team to bet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, looking back at their record last year, 12-5, there was a lot of blowouts. I could see that. I mean, it's going to stop.
Dallas
But
has always
Alexander.
had that past years. Like, you're not going to tell us how bad we are. Only we can.
Yeah.
Bad
I mean, it's going to come to an end, but in the grand scheme, that would only technically be one game in the numbers that they're.
Right now, you're 4 in a row.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lane.
Including
Alexander.
preseason, you're
I'm sorry, Alexander. It was Lane and Micah.
back up.
6-2 against the spread, which is,
Still
that's good. That is very. That means Vegas doesn't know
How to beat us?
Well,
Vegas is like that girlfriend that just doesn't understand.
your game has also gone under 5 out of 8.
You have to call
Again, this is including preseason.
There he goes
Take
again, another
preseason
one.
Out,
Boom.
you're still under 4 out of 5, which that means Vegas already screwed up because they couldn't figure out what the final score was, and the spread was too big for the final score.
I always look into the line. I take that because, listen, for the most part, Vegas isn't in the business to lose money. So I always look at that, add that into my how I'm going to pick a game or not. I just I use it as info. Sometimes I use it, sometimes they don't. But the Dallas thing, they're losing a lot of money on the Cowboys. Expect the lines to drop back down to 3.5, like every game. Yeah. And then, they don't want to lose the money anymore. They get killed.
Miranda. Okay.
But anyway.
How can you say we should be 2-3 or 3-2, whichever you said, Neo? Mark, food, dessert, liquor, you pick. What I usually tell them boys kick is bring beverages. I got the food handled. Bring some sodas, some Mike's lemonade, or the new Mike's ones that are in the can. Bring some of those, man. We cool. Okay. Or if you want to bring a bottle of rum too, that'll work too.
Man, what the next thing he's gonna say is Zima? Oh my god.
Zima. I used to
Like,
drink
my
them in the
God.
I remember
clubs.
Zimas.
Really, dude? Like,
I
Yeah,
used to
can
drink
I get
them in
some
the
crystal clear
clubs.
Pepsi too? Like,
yeah. So Zimas when I used to have my Zuba pants too. Okay, all right.
Zubaz. Yeah, I
Oh
remember those,
man,
they were
It's
comfortable.
they were comfortable, man.
Yeah.
You know, you could do like the hammer dance with that shit.
Mark, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I sent you one other email. It's the last one, I promise. But you gotta. I just found this. You got to see this. It's actually kind of cool. It
Derek Carr
shows
goes
you
down. I
your
don't know what the hell
defense
is this.
versus
Okay,
their offense.
okay.
Just just for visual. It's like it's a visual versus a straight numbers thing that I would be. Yes, I look at the matrix. You can look at pictures.
Okay.
Color by numbers, Mark.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
I know it kind of sounded like that, but I was trying to get past that, right?
Yeah.
I didn't
Gallimore's
know.
only a,
Yeah, he's
Gallimore's
cool,
only a 51, really?
He's a hell of a colorer.
Gallimore's
what?
only a
What?
51? Rating out of 51, Gallimore?
That's again. That's overall.
Mm-hmm. He's the
Score
weakest
by
link on the
position.
defensive line? And Digazua's a 72? D-Law's an 80?
Digazua had a good grade on something I was looking at. Pretty good. So
he went up because he wasn't originally there.
I was parsing stats. Again, I'm doing this real time, so
Mm-hmm.
I pulled up something that Digazua looks better.
Okay.
It was win percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Digazua is right ahead of Micah Parsons. Win percentage is what you were asking me before, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
That is actual win percentage versus their block. All right.
Okay.
So like Micah Parsons is 26% chance to just completely dump a block.
I got to say, shout out to Sugar Daddy. He said at Neo, we live here. You are visitors except for Philadelphia. He's a squatter.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Called the
Yeah,
police a
speaking
couple
of
of times. The police
Philadelphia.
like, yeah, man, he got his stuff here. Like
He was nowhere to be found until they,
Yeah, he claimed that he was. He claimed that he was blocked, right? Yeah. At
Nobody's
put all the
blocked you,
division,
man.
all the hate,
Well, that's
division
like
hate
somebody
aside.
called
Let's
me
appreciate
out.
the NFC East as the best in the league right now.
Hey, you know what?
Somebody
You gotta give
called
that.
me
Yeah,
out in
as
a
we fight
video.
amongst each other, you know, the rest of the league is licking their wounds as well too. So
Go ahead, Ross.
No, I was just thinking, didn't any of y'all hear that earlier today? There was somebody called me out on a video talking about ain't heard from me since the Green Bay or Miami.
Oh no, I saw the meme you sent that Dak Prescott was getting a
Oh, that
1
was
week
you?
deal.
Oh, that was
That was me. Yeah, I was like, man.
Mark Holmes.
because I don't sweat it. You know, like I'm not.
Hold-
Like, that's the difference
You know how
between
Mark
me
Holmes
and
harassed
the
you?
other
No,
people.
wait a minute. Let's go to the tape. Let me double check here.
I did send you the meme, but it's all right. Remember, I told you I was on the phone with a vet yesterday for like 3 hours. I actually missed all of the afternoon games. I caught the end of the Dallas game.
I mean, I sent a picture, a meme of me as a chicken trying to get your attention because,
Well, I am still dealing with her too. She's back out in the coop, but she's still not walking. She's kind of hobbling and flapping, and we gonna eat.
no,
chicken real
because
soon.
this is what I woke up to today, or sometime today. Love your enthusiasm video. I think it's best we don't do much work together this week. I have no good news for you and disagree with most of the public analysis of week number 5. I said, wait, what?
Yeah, week number 5 overall. I hate.
I said I was wrong. I'm saying that with most public perception is roughly 90% wrong. And if I was betting,
you weren't wrong.
I would be
Public
dropping hundreds
perception
of dollars
was what I
across
was-
multiple games this week. And he said, I recommend an extra bottle of rum for Jobu. Well, we can always recommend an extra bottle of rum for Jobu. Them boys kick,
Yeah.
extra bottle of rum for Jobu.
Well, look, your Philly fans don't show up. Somebody's got to do the hate week for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I'm trying to do my
Breathe
job
in
for
ass.
you.
Says the ref screwed us. Shout out to Reven S.
The ref screwed us.
So that's me here for you. That's what I'm doing for you.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even worried about my own team. I'm trying to be like
Elijah
Eagle guy.
Diaz.
But
Diaz.
Woo! Elijah.
Right, that's a sack fumble.
Elijah.
Yeah,
How
how
about them Cowboys? Let's go play hard up in Philly. Yeah. Hey,
What you can ask for, man?
how long is Tua going to be out?
Hard up in Philly. That doesn't sound good.
You got to give Tua a little bit more credit. I mean, that the
Starting
offense
the
has to be
show.
moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I can
Kansas
Mark-
City is
I told Mark
booing.
earlier.
Kansas
We
City
done.
is booing
We done.
themselves. Okay, well, I will say this much. I still believe that the Cowboys are playing with house money right now.
Well, that's
Backup
what I told
quarterback.
Phil.
Okay, I mean, be what they are as far as the records go. Boy, that guy's ugly. Woo. Wow. They are booing like crazy, man. They look like they're ready to tear somebody apart.
As they should.
Be that as it may, we lost our left tackle. We've lost our starting quarterback. We're 4-1 right now. We beat the Super Bowl champions, regardless of what they are. They were the Super Bowl champions, and they may turn that thing around. They may get Odell back and back for all we know. There may be a sense of urgency now.
That's going to turn. Trust me. That after the bye week, believe me, that's
What? And then that'll be their number 2 receiver because Allen Robinson disappears.
Yeah. But, and they may look, because that's what they do. They'll go out and get some help, and they may end up – I'm not going to say that team's dead. I'm not ready because it's a long season.
They don't have a lot of resources left, man.
We end up getting Cincinnati, right? Be that, where they are right now. They still have Jamar Chase. That's a great wide receiver. And, we played Tampa Bay. Some experts out there had us being basically, with Dak, at best,
Right.
1-4. So
Yeah, we're definitely playing with house money.
I ain't mad at it. And you
And
just said that our schedule gets softer.
I think we're playing loose, Mark, going into this game. Now, Eagles are going to be hype and they're going to be excited, but we were talking earlier about just staying in the game up until halftime. If we're within 3 points at halftime, I like our chances. If we get blown out, it's going to be early. We're going to be taken out. We're not, the run is going to be put aside. I don't see that happening, but that, like I have to call the other, when I predict a game, I got to say, well, this is what, potentially could happen. I think if we're, like within a field goal at halftime, I think we're sitting good.
You know what the difference is with this team? And I remember when I heard him say it, I was like, we need to fire this guy right now. When Mike McCarthy said at the end of the season that the team looked nervous before that game against the 49ers, it was just like, are you kidding me? You just said they're playing loose. I'll say they're playing with a chip on their shoulders and an attitude that we gives no Fs. They are out there like a bunch of dogs, and they are pounding on people. I don't know if they're going to win every game or anything like that, but I tell you what, the next day that you played the Dallas Cowboys because they are pounding the hell out of people.
Be sore, yeah.
Yeah. You can't tell me that everybody in the Rams was not in the ice bath this morning. And that can go a long ways. That attitude out there. And, sometimes you can get a reputation
I
where.
can tell you Stafford is not.
Huh? You say
I can tell you Stafford is not.
Okay. You can tell me that, huh?
Yeah, he was. The report came in that he's in traction.
Smart. You're just a smart ass. He's in traction with ice bags.
I don't think he's joking.
He got his neck stretched and they got his arms out so he can stabilize the back.
It wouldn't be a surprise to me because those guys, they're hitting. They are like a bunch of dogs. And I remember in 2020 when D-Law said, we're soft. Mm-hmm. And since that time, right now, the thing about when you get a great player, because of the reputation, the things that go on in your mind that, you become a self-fulfilling prophecy on those things. What D-Law is doing with 2 people and 3 people hitting him and still getting to the quarterback, he's injured and still getting sacks and things. You start thinking about that as an offensive lineman going into this week. It's like, I got to face this guy. And it changes what you do. And right now, this defense is getting that reputation that who's it coming from? Is it Dorrance Armstrong? Is it DeMarcus Lawrence? Is it Micah Parsons?
EJV.
Well, shout out to DJVIV. Let me, I have to make a comment here. Shout out to DJVIV. I haven't seen you in a while.
DJ6.
Can you guys notice a little difference here from when we played the Giants versus the Eagles? We've got the Eagle fans that are in here that are obnoxious and all and pounding their chest about their team, but they're not, dirty and nasty like the Giant fans. You know what I'm saying? You start talking with Giant fans, exception of Rashid. You just feel like I gotta go take a shower because they dirty. They kind of nasty. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised by the Eagle fans that are coming in here tonight. And I appreciate this. It's my birthday and all that. I guess it'll get ugly tomorrow. I know y'all are wondering what I'm going to do about Philly 500. Like I said, Philly's issued a challenge. I don't know if you got. His challenge is, one, he wants to do a sweep bet that if the Eagles sweep the Cowboys, he wants me to take an axe to Jobu's head.
You can't do that.
And I'll be honest with you. I do something like that, you might see like lightning bolts and stuff. I'm not going to do that one. But he was saying, if the Cowboys lose, I got to buy a hat from Lord Brunson, which is a Jalen Hurts hat. And I have to do a video a day praising the Eagles. And I have to sing happy birthday to Jerry Jones each one of those days. And
that's good.
On the flip side, he says he will buy a CeeDee Lamb jersey.
I like this, but that's
but
better.
I'm saying, actually, if he did have to wear the CeeDee Lamb, that could actually be good because then we should say he has to play that clip. That's what we'll add to it. That he has to play that clip.
Maybe
that I don't want
Mark
Justin
on
Jefferson
next week, Phil. Maybe we'll do Mark and after Philly's on because Philly's joining us next Saturday night. So maybe we'll sneak Mark in for at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And he could, leading into his show.
I wanted to.
I know you don't do it.
It was a while back here, but DT had asked a question that just caught my eye crazy. What would the narrative be had you lost to the Bengals, Giants, and the Rams?
Fire Mike McCarthy.
No,
Right, but think about this for a second, because you and I have talked about these things, right?
We would have been the Washington
Commanders.
Commanders.
Backup quarterback.
We wanted to win half the game. The backup quarterback.
Yeah.
So, he's done better than what we thought he could do. Honestly.
Well, the team. The team has done better. Okay.
But he's managed the game. Obviously, if he was a guy turning it over, it'd be a little different.
If he was managing the game and we were giving up 28 points a game, we're not winning.
Yeah, we're
still losing. Okay.
So if you're turning the ball over and automatically putting them in field goal position, that defense can only do so much. It's like he's still managing the game, so you have to give him his props. I'm not saying anybody's taking away his stuff, but it's just that when you give somebody their credit like a backup quarterback does, other people are quick to tell you, "Oh, well, Dak, well, no, I'm not. They're both wear stars." Like the one's a starter. This is our starting quarterback. He was putting.
I'm glad we got both of them.
He has potential to put up a lot of points when the defense could possibly not be on their game. I'm not saying that he's done it, but there's always that potential to do it. Where Rush, again, we're talking about if the Eagles were to jump ahead. Do you feel comfortable with Rush being able to just come from behind? The last drive, yes, but by a bunch of points, I'm not so sure because he's been able to do what has been asked each game. So the stats don't tell the story, but at the same time, the results. He's going with what the defense is allowing him to do too. So
Elijah,
so many things coming at
Thank you.
It's a false stat for him.
All of it.
So
Elijah,
he's even giving credit to the defense.
And see, that was beautiful, Phil. That was beautiful. That's where Mark, when I'm talking about,
here we go.
Agree with the public at all, is because that's what the narrative would have been.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is what? The reality is the Bengals and Jamar Chase beat you.
Oh yeah.
Or the Giants and Saquon Barkley beat you. Or the Rams and Aaron Donald beat you.
Where you can't have a.
But you know what? On the flip side of that, it wasn't that the Cowboys dominated the Rams. It was what's wrong with Matthew Stafford? What's going on with the Rams? It's never a credit about the Cowboys. It's
Which
it's
is
more.
the difference
about-
between the public and the reality.
Everything about yesterday's
Yeah.
performance about Stafford had nothing to do about his elbow. You know, nothing about his elbow.
Yeah.
That was just pressure. That was straight up pressure from 3 to 4 people each time. So it's
And that is actually the amazing thing is that the Cowboys, for the most part, they're getting pressure like crazy without having to blitz.
and against backups, obviously.
That was-
Backups
They
are-
actually have. They're the only team in the NFL right now with 100 credited pressures,
Challenge.
and the majority at 4 personnel.
That's amazing. That's when you can do that
Yeah.
and still have
You're not
7
gonna
people
give-
out there in coverage. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you dream of as a defensive coordinator, be able to get to the quarterback without having to bring an extra guy.
It reminds me of
So-
Carolina, like years ago, where when Cam Newton was there, where Carolina's front four actually got pressure, and that's where was it Norman? Yeah, Norman, right? That was over there in the secondary. That I can't remember who that was. Was that Norman?
Josh
They got
Norman
his
was
name
there.
in Carolina. They got his name in Carolina with all those interceptions. Man, it's really escaping me right now. But I know
Yeah,
somebody
definitely.
was benefiting.
Josh Norman.
I want to say it was Norman.
It was
But
Josh Norman.
That's
Yeah.
where he was getting his interceptions, was from that that front four doing their
Yeah.
thing there. Jabril Peppers, all that stuff. So it's like, it reminds me a lot about that. Obviously, it's Dan Quinn's whole difference. That's why when they're like, "Oh, Legion of Doom," it's different. It's definitely different.
Oh, definitely. And again, you are. I almost feel vindicated because for years I have been screaming, please, the defensive line. Everything works from the lines out. If the offensive line can dominate the defensive line, you can do anything you want. You can pass the ball, you can run the football, you can run out the clock, and so on. If you're the defense and you can control the offensive line, you're making it easy for the linebackers to scrape. You're making it easier for the D-backs because the quarterback's getting rushed and making bad throws. It all starts from the defensive line, and you get the biggest bang for your buck on the defensive line because getting
D-bag.
no, seriously, if you get, which is better,
I was flipping them all up.
if you end up getting a great cornerback and the rest of the defense stinks, who's he helping? They're going to throw it against the other guys. If you get a great player like Aaron Donald who can put pressure on the quarterback, he's helping everybody on that defensive line because now they're going to worry about me and they're going to be singled up. If I'm able to put pressure on the quarterback and force him into a bad throw, that helps out the secondary. If I am taking on double teams, then that means the guard's not going off to the linebacker. But
I didn't come on this show.
Cowboys plan to test
support
Dak's
no
thumb this
Cowboys.
week. Breaking news.
Hey,
What happened?
they have
They're
amazing.
planning
stats. That's okay, man.
on testing Dak's thumb this week.
Just they
Could
have
play.
really good stats when it comes to defense.
Play this week. Play next week.
It's okay.
Do
man.
I think Dak will buy
You're just
into the
telling
new
everybody
game
else what they already know.
management fullback? Rush seems to have a higher IQ than Dak.
No, it's the play call. It's the play call.
No,
He would
but
try to
that's
force a
that
style
is
of
the
game
wrong
on it.
statement.
It's the play call. It's all
That is 100% wrong statement. The reality is that Rush has a higher comprehension of how to play inside of the play, while Dak is using as much talent as he is knowledge. And that mix leads to more muscle memory and less, cognitive play. Rush is not going to play outside the playbook.
Clifford Moss, shout out to becoming a channel member. Make sure you go to the community tab. There is a members only post which will get you to our Thrive site so we can get you your shot glass. Appreciate that about you, buddy. Appreciate you.
No, I ain't mad. It's sad that the public and not your fans, not that question or statement right there, just the perception, like we say, hey, this guy sucks. But the reality is, he's smart
Carson
enough
Wentz.
to get into the NFL, learn the
Right.
playbook, run the play, know the calls, and physically perform to that level. So even the ones that suck are still
Really?
better than
He's
we
better
are.
than 98% of the
Here's
public,
the problem.
99% of the public.
No, hold on. Here's the problem. Everybody acts like the game against Tampa Bay, season opener, was Dak. That's Dak. That's all Dak's ever done. That's what people actually act like. Well, you only got 3 points against Tampa Bay. Well, Aaron Rodgers only got 11 points against them.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Point of parliamentary procedure here. That is all Dak has done
This season, but I'm talking about in his career. You would act like, I mean, the way they sound like, well, Dak could learn, a lot from Cooper Rush. Like Dak Prescott's never thrown a touchdown pass.
They need better play call.
That Dak Prescott's never won a game before. That you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean like ever?
Ever, yes. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Wait a minute. We have. Are we saying that none of the quarterbacks that Austin Lord, shout out to you. Are we saying that none of the quarterbacks this year have had a stinker game?
I mean, I keep saying this, but after Thanksgiving last year, Dak was leading, the league in a lot of categories. It was the front runner to win MVP. Things happen. Things happen.
Zeke, PCL, Tony Pollard, plantar fasciitis, Michael Gallup.
Not getting
okay. Tyron Smith being injured.
Yeah.
And at the point,
I'm just
going down the stretch, we didn't have a running game. Some of the games down the stretch, Dak Prescott was the second leading rusher, and we weren't getting 60 yards. Right now, we had 170 yards yesterday against the Rams. You're not going to say that if Dak got 170 yards rushing the football, that we don't beat the Rams? Is that literally what people are trying to say? That the only reason we won yesterday was because we had Cooper Rush?
Yeah. You see how many sacks Cooper Rush had? That was amazing.
Well, he only had how many passes?
And that nice punt block by Cooper Rush. That was
amazing. Yeah, exactly. You're right. And the strip sack touchdown.
Yeah, you take away those 9 points. I mean, that's a lot closer of a game.
Right. Let's demolish. There you go, Austin Lord. Let's demolish the Eagles. That's the second half of my birthday wish, is beating the Eagles. So appreciate everybody, all the super chats and everything in here.
Yeah, the Eagles get to dodge Tampa Bay and Cincy. They don't have to play either team.
And the Rams. Because remember, they're playing the Cardinals because of where they finished last year, and we had to play the Rams.
Yeah, while you guys were talking about the schedule, there's a stretch that's a little bit difficult just because they're on the road 3 straight games, and that in itself leads to...
That can be hard,
regardless of who you're playing, and you would hope that those teams would be better by then. It does.
Big Wade.
There is actually 2 quarterbacks that have not had technically,
Big Wade 44.
Technically speaking, a bad game.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can figure this out. Let's see. Now, have they been
know
starting all year?
Let me get the super chat in here.
All year, or
Big Wade says, hold on, let me get this one in.
It's got to be minimum of 2 games. I mean, otherwise they just.
I know who it is.
Okay, hold on. Let me get Big Wade. Bottom line, Dak has not even sniffed a conference title in 7 years. I don't care who the quarterback is. It's time to win. It's been too long already. I agree with you, but we ain't sniffed the NFC Championship game for 27 years. And Dak ain't been there for all those 27 of those.
It takes, look, Mark, I love you to death for all the fun you throw at Aaron Rodgers. It takes 22 dudes for 60 minutes to win a game. So every time Aaron Rodgers loses the conference championship because his defense can't stop somebody, you can make a video about Aaron Rodgers sucks in a title. Okay? But the reality is,
unless
you saying I'm not being fair?
They only need to score 2 touchdowns. They just needed to score 2 touchdowns last year, and couldn't do that. So it's like, and then they had their big all-star receiver.
You know who screwed up in London? Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers? No, you stop running the football.
Well, they need to run the ball.
They need to run the football. Okay.
I don't know.
Who calls to play?
This is a constant theme.
Who calls to play the audibles at the lines?
My guess is Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts.
Those would be good guesses, right? Sorry, Mike. See, I should have switched over to my desk.
But Josh Allen did have that Miami game that he played. It was a terrible game.
Okay,
that is true. He did.
It's Hurts. I was gonna say Cousins, but we'll see. We'll see what the answer is.
It's gonna be a weird one, like maybe Seattle, Geno Smith or something.
Geno actually had 1 bad game, but I thought it would.
It might be Cooper Rush if they're only talking about 2 games.
Yeah.
It could be.
Well, I'll tell you, the 2-game guy
Oh, hold on.
is
Wait.
Andy Dalton, believe it or not.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike wants
Yeah,
to
I
know
would never
whose
got that
channel
one.
is this? This is actually Jobu Sports Report channel, but we have Game Time Brian and we have Primetime Phil, and definitely sub up to both of their channels. Marylon, what's up, Marylon?
He said, "You ain't talking much, Mark."
Who said I'm not talking much?
Whoever the channel, whose channel is it?
Damn, he's hitting you hard. AJ 6'5".
I believe Rush approaches the game carefully, which seems to have a lot of value. We could use Dak's skills to mix with Rush's tenderness in the game management category.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
little
if
tenderness.
only Peyton Manning had Lamar Jackson skills, right? Like,
You know, I tell you what, and you know what, we could also have Kellen Moore in his play calling.
Yeah, that's
where
that's
we
my-
run the football a little bit more like we've been doing lately that we
how many
didn't
more
do
points could we
last
have
year.
scored if Kellen had gotten that job last year?
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
jeez, yeah.
So what ifs, right? You remember? Yeah, I don't know if you ever seen that the NFL, the FL or somebody. I don't know. It was like some kind of thing that said if somebody got drafted here, how the thing of history. It was on NFL.com for a while. So
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts.
Cowboys of North Mark tagged you on Facebook for those amazing picture. Okay, pictures that you posted, or pictures I posted. I don't
What's
actually
up,
do
Jojo?
that much
Missed you
on
on the
on his
Facebook.
picture.
Okay,
He
I
tagged you
actually,
on a picture.
I actually
Wow.
need to
I hope it's not.
do
hope
a
it was
drawing
above board.
here.
Studio.
I hope it's no plumbing pictures.
Plumbing pictures.
Yeah, it's probably pictures of
Crack.
his crack.
Oh,
That
okay.
age, man. When every time you
All
bend
right.
over, your pants just automatically
Crack
fall
kills.
down.
Well, here's
I'm
what
right
we
there.
here's what we're gonna do. We are. I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, I got to move game time. Move you guys out. We're gonna give away Roger and Tom Landry print. That's right there. That's actually one of the early ones that we did here. So let me grab this for our winner.
You found it in the bottom of the storage. He's like, "Oh man,
You got to make one for Raj, like a
I need
Dan
one.
Marino.
I need
So,
one."
like-
I think
Like
I'm
all the
actually
stuff
gonna.
he's
I'm gonna
helping.
do the screen from Matrix. That's what we're gonna do.
There you go. There you go.
All right. It's. Didn't we just send Mel? Didn't he just win? Mel X Jr.
Yes.
Hey man, you can't.
All right.
Okay. I gotta get somebody.
You can. He wins and another person.
Mel, I love
Just like
doing all
Randy
that.
Stites. I hope you're like sending him something. My man, he wins every time, but
They know how to
he
cheat
is
the
super
system.
chat.
They just get a big, huge bill.
That
Just-
crypto coin. Crypto coin is our winner tonight.
It's an ad.
He's not always a winner.
Crypto coin. No, he does a lot of super chats. He did a lot
I'm not talking
yesterday.
about him personally. I'm just talking about more.
Crypto coin is the winner. It's probably Dak gripping the ball. Well, that's where we'll have to find out. Dak is saying that, yeah, I can
He's
grip the
saying
football.
that he's,
But here's what it could be. Could it be some gamemanship? Because honestly, I don't think he's going to play. But if you pretend that he's going to play, that means the Eagles have to prepare for both of them.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm just
You
saying.
have to spend a certain amount of time preparing for
Right.
that.
Steve Spurrier or switching quarterbacks.
Yeah. So you're not going to say he's out on Monday. You're going to say you're going to go in there Sunday.
He's looking good in practice.
Yeah, he's looking
There's a
great.
shot.
You know,
Get
he
the
got he got first team
Video out
reps.
there of him throwing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, Waller is out of the game.
Yeah.
What
And
happened?
what is going on that
I didn't-
Valdez Scantling suddenly became the new magic man for Mahomes?
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Somebody.
this is Kansas City's MO. Is they always look like ass in the first half, and then they come
Yeah.
back from behind and beat your ass.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
pretty
but
sad to
using
say.
MVS,
Yeah.
I mean, of all people. Anyways, by the way, Tom Brady is the
Pass
only other
interference.
quarterback that has had a perfect, not a perfect.
Okay.
has
Am I
had
taking Philly
all
500's bet?
multiple games.
Well, I'm going to take it and do something with it. I don't know
It
if I'm
came
going to
across
make
my
it,
mind.
but I'm going to
Top
do
two.
something with it. So, okay, should we say a Cooper Rush jersey or should we say a CD Lamb? He offered Cooper Rush that he'll buy one of those. I'm sorry,
No, you know what?
CD.
Tell him to buy a Maher jersey.
You make them buy a Cooper Rush because I had to buy a Nick Foles for somebody losing a
Nice,
bet,
I like that.
Uh-huh.
That's actually a good one.
and then they traded Foles the
Right.
following year.
Well, that's why I was thinking about, Cooper Rush. If he has to get a Cooper Rush, that's harder to, are you giving that one away for Christmas? You can turn around and give I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong. Stephanie Sites, what's
I
happening,
just always think
Stephanie?
it's funny when people are like, "This jersey is sold out." I'm like, well, then just go with the custom jersey
Right.
and put his name on it, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
If I can get a
so
personal,
like it just like really, yeah, yeah. Just
I
make
got a
sure you
personal
spell shit
one.
Right, spell check that crap. Ask a second person to look at it, proofread it. You
Hey,
know, something.
Mark, that shirt is on a roll, so you
Personally, dude, that's a
Yeah.
shirt waiting to have. You should put it on a T-shirt and just sell it like that.
what, personal?
can't.
Personal
No, but it's
well.
hot, man. It's
Yeah,
hot.
okay.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
we're 4-0 with
That's
that.
undefeated.
Take
Yeah.
some shot glasses like that, man.
But I don't know if it's the. But the problem is, I don't know if it's the glizzies. I don't know if it's
Oh
the
my
shirt.
god, punch you, dude.
I don't know what it is, but it might
Derek
be the
J.
glizzies.
Network, thank you, buddy. Happy birthday, Eagle Games. Remind me of the CNL game in 2014. Cowboys got this. P.S. I
I
had
like it.
to cancel my Netflix subscription to send a super chat. Laugh out. Man, listen, dude. Don't cancel your Netflix, man. Come on, man. How
I like
you going to
it. I like
Netflix
the
and
little
chill
picture
without
there.
having Netflix?
You don't need a Netflix.
Like he's a prize.
Netflix and chill.
Oh, okay. You don't?
It's just a
Next thing you're going to tell me is you don't have to have tacos on Tuesday then, too, right, Mike?
We always have tacos on Tuesday.
All right.
For the most part.
How you going to Netflix and chill without Netflix? Come on, man.
Oh, dude.
Netflix and chill.
Oh,
Schuster.
jeez, it's already 10 o'clock, Mark.
Yeah, you got work to do tomorrow, don't you? You're moving
yeah,
all
I
your
got to
stuff.
work tomorrow, and then I got to go into Philly on Wednesday, and
Mm.
yeah.
Well, we appreciate your knowledge, okay? I mean, we do.
I really appreciate
and,
y'all
and I
having me
kid,
on. It
I
was fun to
kid
talk
you
to y'all.
because I love
Fire.
you, buddy. Okay, I do. I really do, and I enjoy having our disagreements. And I love it
And who
even
wants
more.
somebody to
I love it
agree
even
with
more
all
when
the
you
time?
tell me that my team's got no chance and we win. That's what I really love.
Well, yeah, I
He's
did
not
tell you you
saying
had
it.
20% chance to win last week, but that was in the fantasy
Where you
squad.
going to?
How did I do this week in fantasy?
Man, you don't want to know.
I don't want to know.
Home.
No, see, here's one thing with fantasy, and I'm just going to make it real fast.
My fantasy is actually happening
When
with the
you
Cowboys winning.
when you draft a quarterback in the first round of a one quarterback league, the opportunity cost is multiple receivers and running backs that we just miss out on.
Especially when he gets hurt the first game.
And it's hard to recover, but I think only one of your teams is like
Out of it.
that. Well, like I think you have at least one win in all your teams, but
Touchdown, Kansas City.
I got nothing for you, man. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying. I'm
You know,
trying, but
As
when
long
we
as
get Dak
as long as
back,
I don't have any Giants,
involved.
Eagles, or Washington players, I don't care.
well, that's the other problem, right? Like,
Down.
oh, Travis Kelsey, thank you. I needed that.
Dang, number
That's the
30
second one.
assignment.
Yeah, I know, and I needed the second one in my high money league, my local money league.
So I got the.
Now
ticket
I just
for
won
Raiders.
on that play. Thank goodness.
Congratulations.
So
I like that shirt, Mark.
you just lost,
This-
by the way, to
yes.
Vato this week.
My lovely bride, okay, as
Yeah,
my wife
man,
as
I
my
feel
wife
good
put
for
it.
you.
Okay, here's what's funny. My wife said, "I hope you enjoy your $800 shirt." I was like, "Well, if you make
You
a
just
second one."
keep making this average out, man. You're-
Well, I said, if you make a second one, then it'll only be $400 shirt. Because
Take
that's
it.
what it costs for the printer thing and all that, and then the heat, iron press for it. So yeah, Ross is like, okay, what the fuck?
No, we do. We need to
That's that.
talk, you and me.
Talk about what? Shirts?
Well, because my wife
Yeah.
and my mother down in Florida, they both have embroidery rooms.
Okay.
So, I don't know about mass production, but as far as, stuff for you, for your
Mhm.
show,
Definitely.
that's an opportunity to, we can maybe
Cool.
send something back to you, for the Green
Mhm.
Bay Joe Barty I got.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
about the closest Aaron Rodgers going to get us to a Barty.
Oh, don't say that. It's a long season, bro. Things
Hey,
have a
no,
way of
look,
changing.
we're gonna have a good season, but I'm saying, look, he is not in a position to win a Super Bowl. Let's be honest,
Mm-hmm.
okay? We're just not. Right?
So
You gotta be
who
realistic.
okay, who is in a position to win a Super Bowl this year?
Right now,
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, Eagles, Tampa,
Buffalo,
Buffalo.
Eagles.
Talking about the NFC? Is that what you're talking about?
You said Buffalo, Eagles, who else?
Dallas.
Their defense gives us a chance, I think.
You can't leave.
If
You can't leave
Dallas,
We bet more than what I was going into the season. I didn't really give us a chance to get to it because I was like, "Oh, our team will go," but the defense playing the way that it is just like, "Oh, yeah, that
Health.
definitely got changed."
Yeah.
Yeah,
can you
The
stay
depth-
healthy?
the
You
depth of
stay
it.
healthy, then
The
yes,
depth.
Dallas defense.
Mm-hmm.
With reinforcements on the way with
Yeah.
Damone Clark and
God, I
Nice
hate
coming
having to
back.
say stuff like that, man.
I know
Yeah.
it sucks.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, this is not a guy that's coming in as a person that's like, "Oh, we're missing Damone Clark,
Right.
man." Without his Sean Lee type ability, he's staying unhealthy.
He's an
No, it's
unknown.
not like that at all. He's just another piece. I mean, Sam Williams, he's
Mm-hmm.
coming along. I mean,
Yeah.
he's making some plays now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one techniques are making some plays. They're making some splashes. So it's like, hey, it's
Phil,
other
you're zapping
people than
out.
just your main stars. I mean, Dorrance Armstrong is you got Osa making a play. You got Sam Williams making a play. You got Fowler just making pressure.
Yeah.
He's not getting there, but I mean, you got so many people getting there. It's like, somebody's gonna be left out eventually. So it's like, but Fowler's doing his job.
Appreciate you, brother
There's a
Ross.
lot of people. I mean, you end up getting rid of a great guy like Ridgeway.
Have a good night, Russ.
Well, it wasn't a get rid of. I mean, the reality is you had to. You can't keep everybody. That's the problem.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's just like,
Happy birthday, Mark. I'm gonna duck out.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Have a good
you.
one.
Good night, y'all.
All right,
See
man.
ya.
But yeah, I mean, you can't. As much as it's not like the '90s where we could keep everybody and so on. Unfortunately, you can't. Oh boy! All of a sudden,
Yeah,
Kansas
see,
City
this
is
is a
just
rough one.
down by 3. Lord God, everybody is so worried about whether or not I'm taking a bet. Jeez. What do you think? Should I take that bet? I think
like the second bet.
I think I need to. Oh, no, we're not doing Joe Boost. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
not going to do that because
I
you know
mean,
what?
it's fun. Just do it. I mean, I think the Eagles. I mean, you're the underdog, so it has to be something a little less. I mean,
Oh,
you're the
but
underdog.
you know somebody's going to be butthurt.
yeah, you're the underdog. I remember that.
I mean, we're underdogs by 5. So.
You know somebody's going to be butthurt out there.
What do you mean? Oh, you mean?
Pizzle.
Yeah. Why is he going to be butthurt?
Because I didn't bet with him.
Because I
And
take his team more
here's the funniest thing that Pizzle's mad that I didn't bet with him.
him.
They lost. He would have
You want
lost.
to be all New York about it. So
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
but he's not even from New York, so.
I mean, it's still the fan whole thing. It's
Yeah. I mean, I agree. He acts like one, but when he talks, he don't
it's
sound
just-
like one.
I'm not trying to rip on it as well, but man, like you don't always have to be wearing the gear. It just
I always wear the key.
I always wear the-
like he's a Russian dude that's like got nothing tracksuit.
He has one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has the same pullover though. That's kind of
it's like,
stanky.
dude, like come on, man.
It smells like ass.
Well, I always
like-
now listen. I'm always wearing Cowboys gear or Jobu
Me
gear.
too.
Yeah,
Look at
but,
me.
I mean,
But
you're
different ones
switching it
usually.
up, man. Like
Oh, I swear, I have. Yeah, you're right. I'm always switching
you
the hats.
can make a little doll of him, and bam, there it is. Like you can make some money off of that. He needs to zero in on that. I think
Damian French got his stuff today. Shout out to you, buddy. We've been shipping out a whole lot. Michael has been, he's been like he even like the mailman. He's been delivering it to FedEx and the post office, man, getting the stuff out. And we've actually got a lot more stuff that's packaged up, and I'm spitting it out in the workshop. So shout out to him.
That's
Right over
good.
here. Derek with a backwards name. He needs to get a different keyboard, man. Like the keyboard's on.
Maybe he's in
Hey,
Australia because it's
Hey,
backwards.
Phil, you're like lagging big time.
I am.
What was that?
Yeah, you look like you're getting real blurry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, my internet is. It's been saying it's been unstable.
Did you?
I,
Well,
They're trying
I,
to fix things.
are things kind of
yeah.
getting back to normal around the area and
Yeah,
stuff down there?
yeah. I mean, it's just like I went into Comcast today and I just needed a remote. I just needed something as simple as a remote.
Hmm.
And I went in there and just a whole bunch of people. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't really think this through. You know what? I'm gonna wait through line and I'm gonna see how this goes. So I'm like waiting through line as people give their names and the reason, and and then you got some people. Of course, this is Florida, so you have the older people, so they tell their life story, and you're just like, oh my God, this person's just waiting for somebody to talk to. And so you finally get up there, and I got up there, and I was like, hey man, I just need a remote, and he's like, oh, I can give you one right now, and I was like, hey. And I jokingly just said, "Hey guys, like, hey, 1 second." And I kind of just, look, and everybody laughed. I swear, like, you can tell they have been waiting there a while. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to wait in a long line like that for a damn remote. They should have it set up a little different.
Yeah, so what ends up happening is that there's a lot of people still without service. So I'm very, very lucky. I mean, just right now where it gets night, I think they start working on it to try to get other people's service, and so it gets kind of weird. So yeah, just got lucky.
You guys seeing what I'm seeing with this game?
Yeah, it's with the fumble, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's going to be a talked about one right there. But it feels like it should be deep in the fourth quarter.
7:23.
Something in the third. It's like, come
Third
on,
and
what is going
27.
on? Like, incomplete passes and stuff, man. Let's get this clock going.
Kansas City's going to get great field position here.
Yeah.
Look at that. They're even getting the bounces further away.
See, this is where, to me, I think this is where, like, the statistics don't say, like, for example, rate, Saints where all of a sudden they just and they have a good game, team tough and not stuff.
Well,
the Eagles.
This is what a case of it, and this is what Coach Przicki taught us at JMU, was the hidden yardage and things. Field position matters. I mean, there's a big difference of if you have to go 90 yards a drive versus having to go 60 yards. And so you see them holding the Raiders down there to, the 8-yard line or whatever. So now they're getting a ball at the 43. The reality is all you got to really do is get about 20 good yards and you're in field goal range. You don't have to have a long drive to score. Whereas if you're getting the ball at the 20, you got to go ahead and get like 50 yards. There's a big difference between the two. And that's the difference between winning and losing sometimes. Sometimes it's just the kick returners. And so many years we looked at the Cowboys and we said, oh, man, the Cowboys, and Tony Romo and Dak, they got all these stats and numbers. But the reality is our special teams, we'd miss field goals. We miss extra points. We'd leave points on the ground on the field because we couldn't kick a damn field goal. Or our special teams, the return game would be sucking ass. And, we're getting the ball 18-yard line to start out every drive on some averages. These things make a difference. Or the defense is giving up points like crazy, and you've got to score every single time.
Yeah. Now you can pretty much rely that if you could score, if you could score in the 20s, if you got a good shot to win the game, that's what's nice, To me, 27 is the magic number. If you can get, I know we've been doing it, for better, but if you can score 27 points, that defense, I don't see who's going to score. I mean, it would be this week, I guess. It would be the Eagles, everything going right for them, but I don't see it.
Yeah.
I think Dallas has a chip on their shoulder. They're playing as one. They love each other in that locker room. It's crazy. Nathan Henry.
What's up?
I'm not a KC fan, but I've been screaming at my TV, I hate refs. Yeah, I missed it, but I did see where there was like a phantom roughing call. It's crazy.
Well, this is this is where coaching matters. You remember how many people wanted us to get Josh McDaniels?
Yeah.
I mean, right now, Josh McDaniels, after having the debacle in Denver, I'm just not sold on Bill Belichick guys. They're just not for whatever reason, they just don't seem to work out well.
It's at Tennessee.
Tennessee, but number 1 seed, and
Yeah.
But he's been consistent though. That's the only
Yeah.
one that's consistent is the one that's for Tennessee.
yeah, he's the best one. Yeah, definitely. But you look at some of the other ones from Romeo Cornell and Matt Patricia. Oh God, what a disaster that was. That was like lines you deserve after getting rid of Caldwell. For Matt Patricia, you deserve to be ass.
Yeah.
He should be 4-1 right now.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm going to go to about 10:30 and kill this stream after that.
Yeah. I'm hurting right now myself.
Yeah,
I'm
you got to
ready
go.
hit
You
it.
got to go to work tomorrow, don't
Yeah,
you?
I'm back to work. So,
But man,
It's not
I
bad, I'm
really,
just tired.
I didn't know you had left, man. I was like, where's
I
he?
went up to you. I said, I'm out, man. Happy birthday. But you were kind of locked. You were all over.
Yesterday was, man, that was a rough
That's
day.
fine. I
From-
did come up to you, though.
From
And
the
was
time
fine.
I got up, I was just like, how am I getting food and stuff done here where I'm live streaming the Giant game and everything
Yeah.
else?
No.
And so it was running like crazy.
Giants play
See, look at that. Boom. Just like that, now they're on the 25. They're minimum going to tie the score.
Yeah, it's over. It's pretty sad. But
Good night,
the whole quarter and a
Darlene.
half-
Appreciate you.
Maryland.
And McDonald's keeps getting head coaching opportunities. You're right about that. Good night, Casey Stewart. Oh, there's Philadelphia. Brian, bring them chips to the link Sunday night. I'm hungry. Are we talking about the Pacquiao chips?
It looks like yeah. Look, me and Phil got to do a chip if Dallas wins.
Oh, I forgot to clarify this while Roz was on here. Roz was saying, do you really think that 3 teams from the NFC East are going to go to the playoffs? I said,
Why
well,
not?
I said, the Eagles and the Cowboys. No, he said the Giants. He said the Giants are going to have a bad stretch. They're not going to make it.
I
He
didn't
said,
analyze their schedule
he
more.
said, if the Giants make the playoffs, I'll eat the Pacquiao chip.
Damn. I'd love to see that.
I was like,
He's probably
okay.
good. He's probably good there, but I'm telling you now, we're gonna go on a
Miss
run.
Gibson, what's up? My birthday was very, very good. I definitely enjoyed spending it with you guys here yesterday. I wore out my birthday. You know, when you get to be this age, you start getting sleepy and needing to take naps at 57. Cole's Cowboy, what's up, man? How you doing?
What's up, Coles? What's up, man? How you doing?
I think the Chiefs are going to get a touchdown on this drive. And
Yeah,
they're not going
I
to be
think
looking.
it's
The Raiders have
you
blown
can't
their
just
wad.
stop scoring against the Chiefs. You need to, and if you do, your
Look at
defense
that.
needs to get to
Damn.
them like we did, like last year.
Wait, there's
That-
a flag. What's the flag?
That was the most frustrating game. Our defense played so good last year. We just couldn't do squat.
Horse collar tackle.
Damn, half the
I guess
distance.
that's the goal.
So it'll be on the 1.5 yard line here.
Yeah,
First and goal. There you go, Brian. I see you yawning there, buddy.
I know, man.
The goal, Joe Barty, looks good there.
Hey, you like it?
Yeah, man. Hopefully, we actually get a real one this year.
Yeah.
Now, here's what was crazy this morning. I sat down, besides being crazy, my hair. My wife keeps like, you got some more that are kind of crazy. So she's like, come on in here and let me cut some of those. So she was cutting them. And I'm sitting there looking, and I see on the shelf like 3 or 4 Dream to Walk bracelets.
Oh, yeah. I have one up there, and I wear one.
You know, and I
occasionally.
got thinking about it, and I was like, I said, Tracy, this might be a season of destiny. She said, why would you say something like that? You're trying to screw it up? I said, no. I said, I keep seeing Stewart everywhere. And she said, I meant to tell you about this. She said, this was strange. She said, Stewart and I were on WhatsApp, together.
Oh, really?
Because he was sending her pictures and videos and stuff at the house for us to do the work and stuff on there. She said, for some reason, everything but one thing disappeared off of her WhatsApp between the conversations between him and Stewart.
Really?
The one thing that didn't was it was a gift of Dak Prescott in the chair where he's doing giddy up.
Oh yeah.
But everything else went, and I don't. She's like, I don't know why. Everything
That's
else in all the
weird.
conversations, she said, but that one. I was like, I don't know. Maybe that's a message for Stewart.
Yeah, that's I know. Well, I keep falling back on that until the season's over. It don't happen. I got that in the back of my mind. I mean, there it is, Kelsey yet again.
That's the
Jesus.
flag.
You know, not only are we doing good now, we're 4-1. Come on, man. We're 4-1 without Dak for 4 games.
And that's insane.
We're getting caught up, and we're losing sight of we're 4-1. After that first game, I was deflated. I was like, oh, geez, we're really not as good as I thought. Only after one home game, but
Yeah.
apparently, I should know better than the first game. Really, you can't take too much out of. You really can't. As the season goes and the players go down, you can start forming a good opinion. Even now, it's young. Yeah, we got a good defense if we stay healthy. The Eagles are doing good, but are they going to stay healthy? They're already having problems with their line.
You know, and here's
So,
the thing that's always interesting too is when you look at the young players that we have that are playing. You know, you brought up Sam Williams, or maybe Phil did. Sam Williams, how he's playing a little bit more and looking better. Typically, those rookies come on second half of the season and start playing better than the first half. Travis Kelce, see that's tight ends, man. Tight ends are today's wide receivers, man. People don't give them enough credit. But
I mean, I wish we used our tight ends more. I just do. I mean, they're not using them to friggin' block, so why can't we get them out in the pattern? I mean,
yeah,
it's frustrating. Now they're losing with the whole quarter to go.
yeah. If they can get these young guys to start doing that normal progression in the second half of the season, man, with the depth that we actually have, and it's crazy because we looked at it and we said, wide receiver, we're hurting. Michael Gallup, right now, you look at that catch that he made. He's making a hell of a difference.
He does that all the time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's not like, oh my God, that'll never happen. He does that usually once a game. He makes some kind of toe tap catch on a third down in a huge spot. And you see the ball going up and you're like, oh man, I hope it's the Gallup because he always seems to come down with that. And usually, like when you catch it and you have that pause of, and now it's, he got his feet down. And I would be surprised if he didn't get his feet down.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, I appreciate you being here. We're going to go ahead and end the stream. Brian, tell everybody where to find your channel because we had a couple people for you as well as Primetime Phil.
Game Time Brian. I'm on Twitter, Game Time Brian, as well as YouTube, Game Time Brian. Come check us out. I'll be here with Mark. I'll be with Phil on every Saturday night at 7:00, as well as I have my own channel. I'm getting more and more content out there. So Game Time Brian. I have a couple followers tonight, so that was good.
There you go.
I'm getting them. I'm getting there.
All right, good people. We will see